What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. 2 Street Chapter 31 Creation. Beechburg's #1 Swordsman, Ruffian Eye's Ginseng. Material Role. Ruffian Boss, close black lens bracket, modification in progress, close black lens bracket. The ruffian who was born in a wealthy family has learned how to do business under the guidance of his father since he was a child, close black lens bracket. But the ruffian who has no talent for business, after losing all the funds given by his father many times, close black lens bracket. He was ruthlessly kicked out of the house by his father, close black lens bracket. The penniless ruffian looks around for a job in order to make a living, close black lens bracket. But because of his short stature, no one is willing to hire him, close black lens bracket. Desperate, Pai Yan accidentally met a robot with self-interest, close black lens bracket. With the help of the robot, Peon survived the most difficult period, close black lens bracket. But the good times didn't last long, the devastating war brought Beechburg into the abyss, close black lens bracket. And the robot also died in that war. Close black lens bracket. In order to keep the ruffian alive, the robot forged its body into a sword that is unparalleled in the world when it was dying, close black lens bracket. And name it, Black Knife Guy, close black lens bracket. Getting the Black Knife Guy's ruffian eyes swear to the sky, he must take the scientist's head off, close black lens bracket. For revenge, ruffian eyes step into the dangerous battlefield by themselves, close black lens bracket. Relying on tenacious perseverance and ruthlessness in his bones, the ruffian eyes have completed their transformation on the battlefield, close black lens bracket. But as the war gradually enters a white-hot stage, close black lens bracket. The unreliable ruffian eyes have naturally become the thorn in the side of scientists, close black lens bracket. In order to completely solve the ruffian eyes, the scientists dispatched several powerful beings to arrest the ruffian eyes, close black lens bracket. After being arrested, the ruffian eye was imprisoned in the dungeon because he refused to work for the scientist and became a test subject, close black lens bracket. Even though he is injected with unknown medicine every day, Pai Yan still drags his broken body to exercise, close black lens bracket. Until one day, because Brother Zhang made a fuss in the laboratory, the ruffian escaped from the dungeon, close black lens bracket. But after escaping, the ruffian accidentally fell into the freezing device together with Brother Zhang, close black lens bracket. Because of this, the medicine injected by the scientist in his body has changed, close black lens bracket. Until it was thawed 100 years later, the ruffian got a blessing in disguise and got a powerful body beyond the species, close black lens bracket. In order to get used to this body, Pai Yan joined Brother Zhang in the Beechburg Guards, close black lens bracket. And successfully became a member of Seafood Shichibukai, close black lens bracket. But I don't want to believe the fact that the scientist is dead, close black lens bracket. During a quarrel, the ruffian took a black knife and Guy left Beechburg, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket engaged on a journey to find scientists, close black lens bracket, but after searching the outside world, there is still no trace of the scientist, close black lens bracket. In desperation, Ruffian Eyes sealed himself on an island, close black lens bracket. And that island was named the capital of water in later generations, close black lens bracket. Since, the legend of the #1 swordsman in Beechburg, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. The curtain has come to an end at Bikini Bottom, close black lens bracket. Analyzing material roles. Logical fit, rapport fit. Material character fusion in progress. One material character has been fused, close black lens bracket. As the system beeps, Al couldn't help sighing, don't say anything else. The ruffian eyes are definitely his history, advertisement. Create the most experienced character ever, none of them. The main reason is, because there are too many characters created before. As a result, the system is often reminded of errors. After creating Ruffian Eyes, on the characters page that Al can communicate with. There is also an additional avatar, but Al didn't contact Peon. Instead, they had a brief contact with Huang Mian. Its content is mainly just let Huang Mian go to the water capital. After receiving orders from Al, Huang Mian first made a report with the rulers. Then they rushed to the capital of water non-stop. However, when Huang Mian was about to leave the border of Bikibao, Huang Deer, who was communicating with Chixing, saw this and hurriedly shouted, "Uncle Huang Mian, hurry up and persuade Senior Kai Sheng. I just can't stand this guy." But in the face of Huang Deer's cry, Huang Mian didn't pay attention at all. Huang Deer was in a hurry. Dang even followed up and shouted, "Hey, talking to you, can you talk to me?" The impatient Huang Mian responded in a cold voice. "That adult told me to go to the outside world, don't stop me." As soon as this statement comes out, Huang Dalton's eyes lit up all of a sudden. Dang even pestered Huang Mian to go to the outside world together. Despite Huang Mian's repeated dissuasion, but he still couldn't stand Huang Dar's stalking. In desperation, Huang Mian can only take Huang Deer to the outside world together. Take care of everything Al, speed up immediately. After all, he doesn't know what's going on in the capital of water now. If the Straw Hat Pirates leave the city of water, then he would have made a trip in vain, as the stones in my pocket are gradually used up. After several days of flying, Al successfully reached the Water City. Advertisement, but because it has not fully adapted to the fruit's ability. Al just arrived in the water capital, a strong sense of hunger hits my face. After simply solving the hunger problem, Al searched for minions sent by the world government in the water capital. And the whereabouts of the Straw Hat Pirates, when walking to a dark alleyway. Al vaguely noticed an extremely subtle breathing sound. Out of curiosity, after thinking for a moment, Al stepped into the alleyway. After all, dark alleys with the faint sound of breathing. This is simply the beginning of countless events. Looking at the dying Robin in the alley, Al frowned subconsciously. Muttered, "Am I late?" While Al was thinking, Luffy's familiar roar resounded loudly. "Who are you guys? I will never tell you Robin's whereabouts." With Luffy's roar sounded, above Al's head, Lao Sha's deep and hoarse voice also sounded. "Miss. All Sunday, long time no see." Next second. Huang Deer, who was standing beside Al, frowned slightly. "My lord, is that fellow crocodile?" At the same time. Water City Pier. Ben hugged Hawkeye, who was just going through the motions. Suddenly, it was as if he had noticed something. Doubt flashed across the sharp eyes. Such a powerful breath. I really didn't expect that there is such a powerful swordsman hidden here. And the ruffian standing on Al's shoulder seemed to sense Hawkeye's aura. My lord, things seem to be getting more and more interesting. Chapter 32 Morgoth, Crocodile, have you found your ancestors yet? My lord, is that fellow crocodile? Looking at the figure standing on the top floor. A strong fighting spirit flashed across Huang Deer's aggressive eyes. Ever since Huang Mian got the news about that lord, Huang Deer was ready to fight. To this end, on the way to the water capital, Huang Deer specially investigated the rumors about the strong outsiders. And what impressed him most, it is Sir Crocodile who has a similar name to him and is also a sand fruit ability user. Regarding Huang Deer's inquiry, Al frowned and nodded. It seems a little puzzled, why did Lao Sha appear in the capital of water? It stands to reason that during this period of time, shouldn't Lao Sha step on the sewing machine and impel down now? While thinking, the ruffian's voice also sounded. My lord, things seem to be getting more and more interesting. Words fall, Al seemed to have noticed something. Grinning, chuckled lightly. I really didn't expect that. The world government will send so many people to catch a Nico Robin. Words fall, Lao Sha seemed to have noticed something. Staring coldly at Al, who was wearing a black robe in front of him, he said in a deep voice. This B*********** D must be the guy who spread rumors about me outside. When the voice fell to the ground, a slightly morbid laugh sounded from high in the sky. It's amazing. I knew something big would happen in the capital of water. Ha 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 ha. Laughing loudly, Morgans took the video camera handed over by the reporter. And aimed the lens at the eagle eye on the pier, tearing his throat pretending to be shocked, he shouted. It's unbelievable, that rascal. The world's greatest swordsman, Mahawk. Why is that man here? Talking, Morgans cuts quickly. The tone became more and more excited, that's actually the #1 female swordsman in the Marine headquarters, Admiral Momoshagi, the alternate in the Marine headquarters. Advertisement, and Admiral, the Marine HQ candidate standing next to her. There are 5 more powerful Marine Vice Admirals. After introducing the 5 Vice Admirals one by one, Morgans cuts again, target Lao Sha on the top floor. It's just that this time after Morgans introduced the details of Lao Sha. There is no rush to switch lenses, instead, he asked with a smile. Crocodile, did the world government let you out to find your ancestors? Ha 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 ha. With unbridled laughter, Lao Sha's face was extremely gloomy. The eyes looking at Huang Deer are full of resentment. Seeing that the atmosphere has been heightened by myself, Morgans cuts the shot, target the Knights of God who are facing off against the Straw Hat crew. As for CP0, although Morgans knew of the existence of this organization, but it is not known who the members are. However, the moment Morgans locked the camera on the Spark Knight, a strong sense of crisis surged into my heart instantly. Intuition told him, if the identity of the man in front of him is revealed, it will definitely be dismembered in the next second. But as a reporter who is extreme to the bone, Morgans swallowed, with a trembling tone, he said. That rascal. However, the moment Morgans just uttered 3 words. Bang. Lightning flashed suddenly. The originally clear sky was suddenly covered with dark clouds, thunder and lightning. Next second, just like Shira's terrifying coercion suddenly broke out. It seems to tear the whole world apart, on the news of the world ship. One after another, the reporters foamed at the mouth and passed out. Morgans gasped, the words stuck in the throat were also forced to swallow. It seems that seeing Morgans shut up, Spark Knight, who was confronting the Straw Hat Pirates, chuckled. He asked jokingly back, Advertisement, little ghost, I didn't quite hear what you just said. Shocked by the previous terrifying coercion, Luffy put his hat back on. Whoever your fellow is, as long as I'm standing here, I will never let you take Robin away, in the end. Luffy almost uttered the words in a roar, but Spark Knight disdains this very much. Said sarcastically, little devil, did no one tell you? Only the weak. That's why you yell, while the voice sounded. CP0 member Garnika standing next to Spark Knight, across a distance of hundreds of meters, turned into a white lightning. Appeared suddenly behind Luffy, Don't wait for Luffy and others to react. An indifferent voice sounded. Too weak. Next second. Crackling. In a series of crackling sounds. Luffy roared in pain. Blood spilled wildly, crashing down several houses in a row. In the end, it was buried in ruins. Luffy, Luffy. Seeing this, the Straw Hat Pirates and the others shouted eagerly. And Solo and Sanji glared at Garnika as if they were facing a big enemy. UB**************. But just as Zoro was about to do it. Boom, in an instant, a gust of wind blew up. Carrying a palpitating, terrifying coercion, it rushed straight into the sky. The roaring explosion came as expected. Next second. Looking at the figure that was blown away in midair. Garnika's indifferent voice sounded again. Crocodile? Is there any strong person here who can beat that guy into such a strong existence? Chapter 33 A Chilling Existence. Huang Mian showed off the audience. Beechburg, Aokiji, who was fascinated by studying ancient characters, seemed to have thought of something in a trance. Hastily exited Brother Zhang's office. I don't know how that guy Robin is doing now. Seeing that Qingshang and Brother Zhang are chatting happily. The impatient Aokiji hesitated for a moment, leaving Beechburg along the road in memory. Soon, come to Aokiji of the Fishman Island, after getting a general idea of what's going on in the outside world. Quickly snatched a pirate ship and left the Fishman Island. However, just back to Marine headquarters, I haven't had time to ask about the situation in the capital of water. Aokiji was called by Sengoku to the conference room for an emergency meeting. Enter the conference room, without waiting for Aokiji to be seated. I was attracted by the screen that was playing in front of me. Looking at the Straw Hat Boy who was killed in one blow in the screen. The worry in Aokiji's heart became more and more intense. But Aokiji didn't show it. Instead, he sat down very calmly. Yeah, Marshal Sengoku, why didn't I see Vice Admiral Garp? Almost at the same time as the voice fell, the roaring explosion resounded throughout the meeting room. Everyone's eyes were instantly locked on the screen. Looking at the bloody crocodile being blasted into the air. A bold idea popped up in Aokiji's mind. Vice Admiral Garp also rushed to the water capital? But the next second, Huang Deer's hoarse voice filled with sarcasm sounded. The entire conference room fell into dead silence instantly. Looking at the yellow square slowly appearing in sight on the screen. Sengoku stood up suddenly, staring at Huang Deer in astonishment. He asked. Why did the people from Beechburg appear in the water capital? For Sengoku's question, almost everyone subconsciously set their sights on Aokiji. After all, as the only person who entered Bikini Bottom, Aokiji has the most say in this regard, but not only the people present were astonished. Even Aokiji is confused. Didn't it mean that Beechburg forbids anyone from entering or leaving? Why is this different from what Qingshang said, seemingly sensing the change in Aokiji's facial expression? Sengoku's frown deepened. Advertisement if Aokiji gets all the news. Nothing is wrong. Something must have happened that would change the rules of Bikini Bottom. And this matter, most likely that's what happened while Aokiji was away from Beachy Bottom. Thinking of this, Sengoku couldn't help feeling a strong worry in his heart. If the residents of Beechburg could come and go freely. That for the whole world, undoubtedly a catastrophe. While everyone was thinking, look, the battle is about to begin. Shouts of astonishment sounded. Everyone's eyes couldn't help turning to Huang Deer in the picture. As Huang Deer's figure appeared in front of everyone. Spark Knight couldn't help but smile, then take a step. While applauding, while walking towards Huang Deer. Interesting, it was so much fun. Isn't Beechburg forbidden for anyone to enter or leave? Aren't you afraid of being punished? Oh, I see, you must have been expelled from Beechburg? Since I was expelled. In the end, Spark Knight's tone gradually became colder. Then follow me back to the world government, as long as you promise to be part of the world government. World government will give you supreme rights, if you refuse. Before Spark Knight finished speaking, Huang Deer gave him a disdainful look. Supreme right? It should be said that your brain is not working well. Or are you out of your mind? You can say such a ridiculous thing. In addition, talking, Huang Deer took a deep breath on his cigar. With a face full of sarcasm, he said, what is the world government you speak of? It's even worthy of being compared with Bikini Castle? As soon as this statement comes out, Spark Knight's eyes were extremely cold. It feels like the temperature has dropped, at this time. Advertisement Gizmonda, a member of CP0 standing beside Spark Knight, took the first step. My lord, leave this guy to me, a voice as indifferent as ice. While ringing, scoff. Next second, Gizmonda's figure spanned a distance of nearly 100 meters. Appeared behind Huang Deer like lightning. The sharp blade and cold light in his hand split the air even more. Gone before the eyes of the whole world, it hurts the eyes just to look at it. Leaving no doubt, with Gizmonda's power, if he slashed at Huang Dal, it will inevitably tear the whole body together with the flesh and blood. The screaming wind is coming. There was a series of violent explosions in the air. Huang Deer, who was swallowing a cloud, raised his eyelids. It seems that there is no plan to avoid this blow at all. The time is too short. Huang Deer turned around brazenly. With a single arm shock, like a whip, it was thrown backwards without even looking at it. Hooking the sword to cross, the violent wind blows all around. Clang, hooks that radiate golden light, There is a deafening sound of gold and iron clashing between the impact of the blade. Echoes throughout the island. Next second, under the tyrannical power of Huang Deer, the sharp blade in front of him shattered like paper. And the body of Gizmonda, it also exploded under Huang Deer's understatement. In the blood mist, Huang Deer walked slowly in front of Lao Sha. Tisk tisk tisk, I really don't know why the outside world says you are my grandparent. But since you are also a sand fruit capable person, then let me teach you, what is the correct way to use sand fruit. While talking, Huang Deer slowly supported the ground with one hand. Next second, under the dark sky, there are bursts of screaming and piercing winds. Immediately afterwards, in the wind, Huang Deer's ghostly figure shuttles back and forth among CP0 members. Chapter 34 Huang Mian makes a move, 5 elders is paralyzed. Gizmonda, are you kidding me? That guy Gizmonda didn't even hold the yellow square. Those bastards of the 5 elders didn't tell my mother that this mission is so dangerous. A group of idiots, don't be dumb. That B************ D is about to rush over. For Gizmonda's death, although it left a lot of shock to all members of CP0 Cypher Pole. But that wasn't enough to make them cringe. Instead, under the guidance of the Spark Knight, quickly prepare for battle. As the ground under your feet is gradually deserted, the keen Spark Knight quickly called everyone to evacuate. But before he could speak, in the yellow sand all over the sky, Huang Deer's figure flickered. It seems to be completely integrated with the yellow sand all over the sky. With a howl, everyone heard the reputation and looked. But I saw the body of a CP0 Cypher Pole drying up rapidly in the yellow sand all over the sky. The Straw Hat crew in the middle of the battlefield saw this. Wisps of cold sweat can't help but appear on the forehead. Without a moment's hesitation, everyone ran to safety. But Huang Deer didn't care if they were in the same group or not. As long as it is a creature standing on the sand. They are all his enemies. Damn. Zoro, Nami, be careful. Looking at the Straw Hat crew deep in the quicksand. The Spark Knight also realizes that Huang Deer is definitely not as weak as he imagined. It's getting more and more interesting, Spark Knight sneered. Quickly locate Huang Deer's current location, got you. While the voice sounded, the tower-like body of Spark Knight rolled up gusts of evil wind. Go straight to Huang Deer, who has just formed somewhere in the sand, and charge away. Next second, just when the sword in Spark Knight's hand was about to pierce through Huang Deer's body. But there was a sinister smile on the corner of Huang Deer's mouth. Brat, compared to Brother Zhang, your sneak attack method is too childish. Before the voice falls, Huang Deer, who was still in front of him, suddenly appeared behind the Spark Knight. There was no time left for Spark Knight to react. In the dust, advertisement Huang Deer's body quickly reorganized. Immediately afterwards, Huang Deer stepped forward. The ground instantly cracked. The seemingly soft fist brought a fierce and whistling airflow. Bombard on Spark Knight's seemingly indestructible armor. In an instant, the air surged like a tide. It seemed to be disturbed by Huang Deer's fierce punch. Click. A crisp sound. The armor on Spark Knight's body shattered. And its body, it even exploded a blood hole. The kite, like a broken string, slammed into the ground in the fierce howling wind. You guys are really too weak, Huang Deer yawned. Completely unmotivated. Just when he was thinking of ending the battle and leaving as soon as possible. An angry roar sounded from the ruins not far away. What did you do to my partner? Glancing at Luffy, who couldn't even stand still. Huang Deer raised his finger. The dust in the sky stagnated in midair as if standing still. Immediately afterwards, just when Huang Deer was about to attack Luffy, a beautiful figure carrying 6 paths appeared on Huang Deer's right-hand side. Hey, Huang Fang, your opponent is me, with the voice of Momoshiki. Huang Deer moved his fingers. Dust all over the sky bombarded Luffy's body like a storm. Just a few seconds, Luffy passed out with blood all over his body. Looking at Luffy lying in front of him, Momoshiki couldn't help frowning. When heading to the City of Water, Garp once specifically got rid of her to take care of Luffy. It's okay to suffer a little bit, but don't let him die. But now the life and death of Vice Admiral Garp's grandson is unknown. This also made Marine, who was planning to go through the motions, stand up. But Hawkeye still stood where he was. It seems to be waiting for something. After solving Luffy, only then did Huang Deer yawn. Looking sleepily at Momoshiki and others, but just a glance. Huang Deer lost interest. Why are there a group of guys who are weaker than that trash in iron skin? Is there no strong outside of you? This is simply too boring. Momoshiki was humiliated by Huang Deer's words, advertisement. The anger in my heart was completely ignited, however, just when Momoshiki was about to do it. The Spark Knight, who was blown away before, slowly stood up. He grinned and said, it's been a long time since I've suffered such a serious injury. Yellow Cube, you successfully ignited my anger. Heard that, Huang Deer seemed to hear some funny joke. Regardless of the emotions of the people present. Laugh out loud. You're such a fun guy to talk to. You always talk about childish things like you igniting my anger. Let me guess, next, are you going to hold back your big move and defeat me? Ha 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 ha. Facing Huang Deer's unscrupulous ridicule. Spark Knight is on fire, with a series of rapid bursting sounds. Spark Knight's arms puffed up like a restart of a heavy machine. Immediately afterwards, vicious blue veins spread from the arms to the top of the head. Soon, a humanoid monster covered in red gold scales. It suddenly appeared in front of everyone, with angry roars resounding through the sky. Morgans above the sky gasped, with trembling lips, he said. I didn't expect that guy to be. Fish fruit phantasmal beast red gold dragon king form. Feeling the breath of the spark knight soaring, Huang Deer lifted the desertification. Then move your wrist, the attitude is very arrogant. Melee combat. This is my favorite, it seems that the person I was waiting for has not yet appeared. Hawkeye raised his hand and slashed at Huang Dal with a dazzling and terrifying sword aura. Just when Huang Deer was about to block him, a dazzling golden light suddenly flashed in front of my eyes. Immediately afterwards, in the astonished eyes of the crowd, the midair of countless particles condensed into a yellow square. Do more people bully less people? You guys are really scary, Tilda? Chapter 35 Huang Mian. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? Under the dark sky, the dazzling golden light condensed by countless particles is extraordinarily dazzling. However, the pain brought by the light to everyone present. Far less than the shock in my heart. That guy, how is this possible? How many powerful people are hidden in Bikibao? Why is the combat power configuration of Beechburg so similar to that of the Marine headquarters? What the hell is going on? Damn world government, you have never told my mother that this mission is so dangerous. As a particle beam interrupted Hawkeye's attack, everyone present couldn't help but feel a heavy sense of powerlessness. Just to Huang Deer, it has made them so hard, now there's another top Beechburg powerhouse. Escape? Or keep fighting? It has become a big problem that plagues everyone. At the same time, in the conference room of Marine headquarters, when the golden particles condense into shape, together with Sengoku and other Marine executives, they all set their sights on Kizaru, and Akainu is looking to find a vent target. Without hesitation, he said sarcastically, Perusalino. You rush over now, maybe there's still time to see each other. I just hope that when the time comes, you can remember your attitude towards me back then. However, regarding Akainu's rude words, Kizaru is neither happy nor angry. She still trimmed her nails leisurely, as if everything was in his eyes. It all seems so insignificant. See, Kizaru did not quarrel with Akainu. Sengoku couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. However, next second, Kizaru slowly put down the nail clippers. Then he took out 2 documents from his pocket and threw them on the table. With a long tone, he said leisurely, this is the information I have collected in the last few days. Facts have proved that there are no records about Murlocs in my ancestors. Advertisement, it's Sakazuki instead, I really want to hear your story, Tilda. As soon as this remark came out, the whole conference room suddenly exploded. Everyone looked at Akainu in astonishment, even Sengoku is no exception. And Akainu's face turned livid after hearing these words. UB ******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* Sengoku also doesn't care about the authenticity of that file. Directly drove the two of them out of the meeting room. And destroy the two files left on the desktop in public. At the same time, it is strictly forbidden for anyone to discuss all issues related to such things. After everything is processed, Sengoku turned his attention to the Spark Knight in the picture. As Marine Marshal, although he has never seen a member of the Knights of God make a move. But how many have heard of their rumors, as the top combat force of the world government? All members of the Knights of God, all are the rarest phantom beast species in Devil Fruit. If the strength of that yellow square is not much different from that of Bluzolino, coupled with Hawkeye Mahawk and the assistance of Momosagi and others. This battle, there is a great probability that the world government and Marine will win. See which so-called Knight of the Spark that Sengoku is so bullish on. All the Marine executives present also recognized it. After all, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands. They still know, but Aokiji made an objection at this time. Marshal Sengoku, I think Momosagi and the others should be let go as soon as possible. Because that guy. In the end, Aokiji couldn't help but see the figure of Chingshong in his mind. As strong as a monster, it's definitely not a battle that Momosagi and others can participate in. For the suggestion made by Aokiji, Sengoku chose to refuse after thinking for a moment. First, the words have been let out, if they retreat now. Definitely a drop in morale. Secondly, advertisement. Sengoku didn't think those 2 guys from Beechburg could win. 2 Marine alternates Admiral, 5 top Marine Vice Admirals. A member of the Knights of God, several CP0 Cypher Pool members. And the world's #1 swordsman, Mahawk, such a lineup. In addition to the 4 emperors, almost all forces can be wiped out. Not to mention there are only 2 enemies, see Sengoku is so determined. Aokiji shrugged helplessly and reminded with kind words. Once anything goes wrong, please get them out of the battlefield immediately. I don't want to see them die in vain, at the same time. The Fishmen Island, Dragon Palace City, on the throne. Supreme Commander of the Knights of God, Saint Figaland Galen. Looking at the scarred Spark Knight in the picture. Can't help but make a weird laugh. That guy Huowa is getting more and more careless. Being beaten into such a ghostly look by a mere Murloc. It really gives us the face of the Knight Commander of God. Words fall, a majestic breath burst out from his body. After Neptune standing beside him sensed this powerful aura. The body trembled uncontrollably, seeing the commander angry. The members of the Knights of God on the side still said with a smile on their faces. Commander, calm down. After all, the battle isn't over yet tilde. Besides, that guy Hua still has a lot of backhands hidden and hasn't been revealed yet tilde. Almost at the same time as the voice sounded, Huang Mian's figure suddenly disappeared in place. When it reappeared, it was already behind the Spark Knight. Next second, Huang Mian's dissonant voice, suddenly it sounded. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? Chapter 36 One-Hit Kills, Beechburg's #1 swordsman debuts. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? The moment the incongruous questioning voice rang in my ears. Spark Knight couldn't help but tremble, but before he could react. A terrifying kick made of countless golden particles. It slammed into its abdomen with a bang, suddenly. The air surged violently, the ear-piercing sonic boom sounded suddenly. Spark Knight's pupils suddenly dilated, no time to feel any pain. A fierce astral wind suddenly poured into his mouth. Let him suffocate in this moment, no sound can come out. Boom, the deafening sound of an explosion like muffled thunder. Soaring into the sky with a mushroom cloud the size of 100 feet. The waves of terror rolled up, there was a second explosion in the clouds. In an instant, the whole world fell into deathly silence in an instant. Is this the strength of Seafood Admiral? It's really terrible? Why did the guys from Beechburg come to land? Is Beechburg declaring war like a terrestrial creature? What about the Admiral of Headquarters? If it doesn't show up again, who else can fight against those guys from Beechburg? As world news continues to spread the battle scenes of the war capital to the whole world. Following, it is great fear and helplessness, at the same time. The Fishmen Island, Dragon Palace. Looking at the Spark Knight who was instantly killed by Huang Mian. Even those members of the Knights of God who talked and laughed before. At this moment, he is also waiting for the order of the Moon Knight with a serious and angry face. Commander, what does the world government say? Shall we get out of this damn place? I can't wait to crush those 2 yellow squares. When the members of the group of gods were fighting high. The Moon Knight who was the commander, but it gave everyone a chill. Damn it. Those idiots from the world government actually let us continue to guard Mermaid Island. Those stinky pirates too, obviously it has reached the vicinity of the trench. But everyone is as afraid to go in as a coward. Hearing the shouts of the Moon Knight, the members of the other gods' knights are also full of displeasure. Advertisement obviously is the main force of the world government. But they can only start their actions after those pirates enter Bikini Bottom. However, it is far more than the world government who is thinking about this. The pirates squatting near the trench, at this moment, we are all waiting for the first, lucky one. If it wasn't for the City of Water, everyone wants to be the first to eat a crab. But after witnessing the strength of Huang Deer and Huang Mian, all the major forces have a little bit of fear of Beechburg. 10,000 meters above the sky, Golden Lion stared coldly at Huang Mian's back. There are so many thoughts in my heart, hasn't anyone entered Bikini Bottom yet? Sudden inquiry, the subordinates who stood aside trembled in fright. Report to the governor. Currently there is no movement from the Beast's pirates, BIGMOM pirates, Red Hair pirates, or even the world government. Even Jack, who planned to go deep into Bikini Bottom, was stopped by Kaido who rushed over. After listening to his subordinates, Golden Lion frowned even deeper. In a slightly angry tone, mixed with a little disdain. There are so many people around Beechburg, but there is no one with courage? What a bunch of cowards, if that Whitebeard guy was around. Why is Laozi waiting here? The more Golden Lion talked, the more excited he became. I can't wait to take someone down immediately, but after thinking about it, Golden Lion still chooses to wait and see what happens. After all, the person who ate the crab for the first time. In addition to being subjected to frontal fire from Beechburg, you also have to worry about the guy behind you stabbing a knife. He is not willing to do such a thankless and stupid thing. Compared to the forbearance of the Golden Lion, Beast's pirate side, it seems extremely irritable, especially Jack, one of the 3 plagues. Even after knowing what happened in the water capital. Still clamoring to lead people to attack Beechburg. Completely look like a newborn calf is not afraid of tigers. Even Kaido is a headache for this guy. Is that idiot Jack still complaining? Kaido sipped his wine and asked with a slightly drunk face. Quinn hummed lightly, he stared fixedly at the Mother Queen anthem not far away. Master Kaido, the BIGMOM pirates seem to be spying on us all the time. Should we send someone to pop their bubble membrane? This way we can also reduce a strong competitor. Regarding Quinn's proposal, advertisement Kaido snorted and did not agree. It's just a bunch of trash, even if you give Bikini Bottom to them. It also depends on whether they have the life to take over. Talking, Kaido burped, his eyes were on Huang Mian again. How about the matter I asked you to inquire about? Report to Master Kaido, except for the capital of water. We don't see any other Beechburg guys on land, after all. Kaido frowned and said again, it's really strange, what are those guys going to do? Send the order down, if there is another guy from Beechburg in the outside world. Infiltrate Beechburg immediately, we must not let those guys get ahead of us. Yes, almost at the same time as Kaido's order. Mama Queen anthem aboard, Charlotte Cracker seems to have noticed something. The tone is cold and said, Mama, Hawkeye, it seems like he's about to make a move. If those guys in Beechburg can't beat Hawkeye, we can safely and boldly break into Bikini Bottom. Mama Matilda. In a slightly morbid laugh, the ant grinned and said, what a good idea, Cracker, I just got a little impatient waiting. While Charlotte Cracker was talking to Big Mom, Katakuri, who was standing aside, narrowed his eyes slightly. Reminded. Hawkeye is about to attack, when the voice fell to the ground. Hawkeye in the picture took a step forward, the sharp eyes seemed to be looking for something. Stare at Huang Mian's back. Come out. I have already sensed the fighting spirit deep in your heart. Words fall, under everyone's astonished eyes, a figure in a black robe slowly walked out of the darkness. And on his shoulders, the Ruffian Eye who was the #1 swordsman in Beechburg. Now holding the hilt of the sword, always ready to fight. Chapter 37. Evil Eye vs Ruffian Eye, Ultimate Sword Intent Collision. In a dark environment, because of Huang Mian's appearance. And everyone who feels the ultimate oppression, after hearing Hawkeye's cold words. Nerves were tense to the extreme, looking at the black-robed man slowly walking out of the darkness. Zoro couldn't help swallowing his saliva, pretending to be a formidable enemy, he murmured. What a powerful sword intent, although Sanji didn't notice any sword intent. But he could intuitively feel a sense of oppression not weaker than that of Huang Mian. Who are you guys, humanity, or the guy from Bikini Bottom? Momosagi grips the hilt tightly, subconsciously stepped back. The powerful sword intent in the air, the nerves in her whole body were in an extremely tense state. That is an instinctive fear of powerful swordsmen from the depths of the soul. The moment Momosagi blurted out, bang, the roaring thunder exploded in midair. The flickering thunder lights up the whole world. Then fell into endless darkness again, howling wind. The blowing made Al's clothes flap rapidly, a series of loud noises were made. Next second, Hawkeye takes another step. The terrifying sword intent that belongs to the great swordsman soars into the sky. As if to tear the entire space apart, I haven't met such a powerful swordsman for a long time. You must be too. Between talking, Hawkeye slowly removed the black knife he from behind his back. Staring at the black-robed man in front of him with the attitude of a great enemy. Just when Hawkeye was ready, a more terrifying sword intent burst out from the black-robed man in front of him. All of a sudden, everyone present was surrounded by that like a mountain of corpses in a sea of blood. Influenced by the sword intent filled with endless tyranny. Even for a moment, everyone seemed to be hallucinating. It seems that the person standing in front of him is not a human being, but a demon god from the depths of hell. It seems to be stimulated and influenced by the sword intent. Advertisement Hawkeye's aura surged again, in an instant. The wind suddenly rises. Carrying a palpitating, terrifying coercion, it rushed straight into the sky. Suddenly, two ultimate sword intents, as if turning into substance, there was a fierce collision in midair. The strong air waves produced, it blew so that the corners of the clothes of everyone present crackled. As the weakest Straw Hat crew present, gritting his teeth even more. Trying to restrain the fear that is constantly emerging from the bottom of my heart. Boom, with a loud bang, Hawkeye burst out with breath. It's like being cut off, forced Hawkeye to take a few steps back to stabilize his figure. This joke is not funny, near the deep trenches of the sea. On Red Force. Looking at the Hawkeye who was shocked back by Sumi in the picture. The red-haired eyes were full of shock and disbelief. As one of the few opponents of Hawkeye, the red hair is quite familiar with Hawkeye's swordsmanship. To know, even he of the four emperors, facing Hawkeye's Asura-like sword intent. It also has to be mixed with Conqueror's Haki to compete with it. Boss, don't show such an expression, keep drinking. Lucky Roo took a bite of the drumstick, by the way, he handed the wine glass to the redhead and continued. Boss, even if it's dark outside, we can't catch up now. It's better to drink some wine to pass the boring time. Heard that, the red-haired man shook his head seriously and explained. When a swordsman cultivates his sword skills and aura to ultimate, there will be a sword intent. The sword intent is also called ghost energy by the swordsman. It's a means to test the level of a swordsman, seeing that the redhead started the boring science again. Beckman on the side said blankly, just get to the point. The red hair who was suddenly interrupted was neither happy nor angry. Pointing at the black-robed man in the picture, the tone gradually became serious. Hawkeye's strength is no stranger to any of you. Advertisement, that rascal. Even I can't push him to such an extent. That man in black robe is very strong, at least in terms of sword skills. It's the strongest one I've met so far, even Captain Roger. It is also impossible to defeat him in the competition of swordsmanship. To hear such a solemn affirmation from the mouth of the redhead. All the cadres of red hair pirates couldn't help but gasp. He even wondered if the guy in front of him was his own captain? After all, they had never seen a redhead praise someone so highly. At the same time, Water Capital, the terrifying sword intent is still eroding the minds of everyone present. Only for a moment, the weakest Straw Hat crew fell one after another. Even the elite and Marine Vice Admiral, they are all gnashing their teeth. Resist this terrifying sword intent with your body. It's really a palpitating sword intent, who the hell is that guy? Mole's whole body was already wet with sweat, but I couldn't fall down because of my strong will. And the other 4 Vice Admirals are half kneeling on the ground at the moment. Eyes full of shock and incredible. Damn it, who is that guy? I feel like I'm going to lose it, looking at the 5 Vice Admirals who are about to be unable to bear the terrifying sword intent on the screen. The whole world suddenly became a mess. Don't those guys in Beechburg rely on devil fruit? Why did such a powerful swordsman appear? Or, that guy is not from Beechburg at all. Idiot, have you forgotten the average physical skill master in Beechburg? Even if a powerful swordsman appears, is there anything wrong? But is that generally powerful? It's just a sword intent. Even the 5 vice admirals at Marine HQ can't take it. It even pushed Hawkeye, the world's #1 swordsman, back a few meters. You call this a powerful swordsman? This is obviously a super great swordsman. Chapter 38. Rayleigh, even Roger at his peak is no match for the master of this sword energy. Marine Headquarters conference room, looking at the 5 Marine vice admirals who were crushed so hard that they couldn't straighten up. The entire conference room fell into dead silence instantly. How can this be? How could such a powerful swordsman exist? Who the hell is that guy? It's just a sword intent, but it can actually overwhelm 5 vice admirals. If that guy makes a move, would not it be? In the end, the entire conference room fell into dead silence again. Even Sengoku doesn't speak anymore at this moment. Everyone was very worried looking at Momoshagi and the T-Dolphin who hadn't fallen down in the picture. It seems that all expectations are pinned on them. Momoshagi, are you okay? The T-Dolphin came to Momoshagi under great pressure. The eyes are full of worry, facing the greetings of T-Dolphins. Momoshagi hummed lightly, it's fine for now, it's just that the killing intent contained in that sword intent is too strong, and my mood is a bit chaotic. Although the T-Dolphin cannot intuitively feel the killing intent contained in the sword intent. But it's terrible coercion, he can still feel it. Especially when Momoshagi said this, the T-Dolphin is even more impatient. Immediately asked, if you and the Hawkeye guy release sword intent to fight against him at the same time, how sure can you dissipate it? Regarding the T-Dolphin's inquiry. After Momoshagi hesitated for a moment, gives a very vague answer. It's impossible to predict, but I'm afraid there is only a 3/10 chance of success. As the voice fell, the T-Dolphin immediately fell silent. The #1 swordsman in the Marine headquarters. The world's #1 swordsman, there is only a 3/10 chance of 2 people joining forces. If Momoshagi is modest, advertisement that's barely acceptable. But if what Momoshagi says is true, that would be scary to think about. But the T-Dolphin would not gamble for the 3 in 10 chance. Seeing that the Ghost Spider and others are almost unable to hold on, Momoshagi couldn't help shouting in a hurry, T-Dolphin, get them out of this area. If you stay here for a long time, their hearts will be severely traumatized. Words fall, without waiting for the T-Dolphin to act. Huang Mian, who was watching a play from afar, with a smile on his face, he glanced at the ruffian eyes on L's shoulders. Little girl, I totally agree with what you said. That guy was originally a monster crawling out of a sea of blood. It's a good thing this wasn't on the battlefield thousands of years ago. Otherwise don't say it's you, I'm afraid only the guy named Hawkeye can stand up. Just when Huang Mian was talking to himself, Huang Mian, who was standing beside her, suddenly let out a little gasp. His eyes subconsciously turned to the distant sea. Finally a decent guy here? At the same time? On the sea near the water capital, feeling the terrifying sword intent enveloping the city of water. Shaki, who was sitting next to Rayleigh, couldn't help being dumbfounded. It seems that our trip will not be smooth sailing. The master of this sword intent alone, it's an extremely difficult problem. Talking, Shaki seemed to think of something, there was a smile on the corner of his mouth. He asked, I seem to have forgotten that the person sitting next to me is also a great swordsman. How about Rayleigh, if it's you in your prime, what are the chances of winning against that guy on the island? Facing the questions thrown by Shaki, Rayleigh was silent for a long time. Ended up giving an extremely vague answer, advertisement. If it's a swordsmanship duel, I think it will be 4 or 6 at most. Of course he's 6. Heard that, Shaki couldn't help laughing out loud. Rayleigh, you're doing such a good job, don't forget. I've personally seen your battles when you were young Tilda. Words fall, Rayleigh's expression became serious. Very candidly replied. Let's not talk about whether I can compete with him in my peak period. Even at its peak, and Captain Roger with the supreme sharp knife confronts that guy. It may not be possible to win. Looking at Rayleigh's serious expression. The smile on Shaki's mouth stopped abruptly. With a serious face, he said. Are you sure you're not joking, Rayleigh? The One Piece at its peak can't compete with it? Rayleigh hummed and nodded. I've seen Roger in a rage. At that time, his sword intent could be said to have reached its peak. And Roger's peak, in front of this sword intent. In the end, Rayleigh fell silent, it doesn't seem to continue. However, Shaki, who has been with Rayleigh all the year round. And how could one not understand Rayleigh's character? What a horrible fellow, it seems that this trip is more dangerous than I thought. At this time, Rayleigh seemed to sense something. Can't help but frown. This familiar breath. That guy Shanks is going to get me into trouble. Chapter 39 Huang Mian. The king of Bikini Castle is about to make a move. As the raging terrifying sword intent gradually dissipated, everyone present breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, the way he looked at the black-robed man also changed subtly. Hey, who are you guys? The T-Dolphin guards in front of Momoshagi. The eyes are full of fear, for Huang Mian's words. The T-Dolphin obviously didn't believe it, although the black cloak covers the face. But it can still be distinguished clearly through the profile of the profile. The black-robed man in front of him is absolutely impossible to be a Murloc. A human who lived thousands of years ago. Do not make jokes. How can this be? It's not just the T-Dolphins who don't want to believe this fact. Without any exaggeration, no one here believed it. However, in the face of external doubts and questions, Al still stood still, because right now he is busy shopping in the system mall. The current mystery is 1,036,540. Close black lens bracket. Take a look at the balance you currently have. Al didn't even think about it, directly purchased the previously selected character material X5. As for the remaining mysterious points, Al didn't choose to keep either. All of his brains were thrown into the lottery machine. However, to Al's surprise, a golden light appeared in the first 10 companies. Ding! Congratulations to host for obtaining the potion for enhancing abilities. With the mechanical sound, paragraphs of words slowly emerged in Al's mind. Ability Enhancement Potion. You can choose an ability at will and increase it to full value, close black lens bracket. After a quick glance at the prop's introduction, Al didn't even think about pulling Conquerors to full capacity. After all, Huang Mian had extracted all of Huang Mian's abilities earlier. Like Armed Color, Knowledge Color, etc., all have reached full value. The only thing that doesn't is Conqueror's Haki. With the use of props, Al couldn't help feeling that his state of mind had undergone an earth-shaking change. But he didn't rush to investigate. Instead, focus entirely on the 5 character materials you just purchased. Just when Al was thinking about how to create legends, the body suddenly felt a little uncomfortable, that feeling. It seemed as if someone was spying on him. Did you find anything? Momoshagi takes back the color of knowledge. He stared fixedly at the black-robed man. Advertisement. The tone is very serious. The T-Dolphin shook his head. He stepped back as if he was facing an enemy. A bead of sweat dripped from his forehead. With a serious expression, he said, "That guy smells very strange to me. It's like a bottomless abyss," for the vague description of the T-Dolphin. The 5 vice admirals standing beside him had different feelings. For them, the black-robed man in front of him is like an unspeakable horror. Like an invisible barrier, block all their knowledge and knowledge. Despite your best efforts, can't spy on the slightest. And this statement, it has also been unanimously approved by CP Cypher poll members. Stussy. After snooping, I can't wait to leave this place of right and wrong immediately. Whether it is Huang Deer, or Huang Mian, or the mysterious black-robed swordsman in front of him. It is not an existence that she can fight against. She doesn't want to die here because of a broken mission. Compared with the astonishment and timidity of the crowd, Hawkeye was very puzzled. What's going on with that guy? Obviously the sword intent is full of endless tyranny and bloodthirsty. In a trance, Hawkeye seemed to think of something. There was a look of disbelief in his eyes. That rascal. Isn't that the great swordsman from just now? When this idea first came to mind, it was quickly rejected by Hawkeye. After all, the sword intent went from erupting to dissipating. He could clearly perceive that the source was the black-robed man in front of him. In order to further verify our conjecture, Hawkeye frowned. The terrifying aura is rising like a torrent of beasts. Huang Mian and Huang Deer, who noticed all this, there was a hint of doubt in his eyes. Are these guys so eager to find death? How dare you use your knowledge to spy on that adult? The grumpy Huang Deer just planned to stop him, but was stopped by Huang Mian beside him. Uncle. Those guys. Without waiting for Huang Deer to say it out, Huang Mian shook his head lightly. Then turn your attention to Al. Advertisement. With a slightly dignified tone, he said. The Lord has not taken any action for the time being. Even the guy with the ruffian eyes didn't do anything. So I think, all of this is very likely to be arranged by that adult. After listening to Huang Mian's explanation, Huang Deer couldn't help but tremble. Secretly thankful that I didn't make a move, otherwise it will interfere with that Lord's plan. The consequences are unimaginable. It seems that seeing the black-robed man still not making any movements. Joseph, member of CP Cypher poll, after many unsuccessful attempts. I can't help being a little impatient at this time. Joseph seemed to have discovered something. He stared fixedly at Robin lying behind the man in black robe. Then take a step forward, indifferent tone without a trace of emotion. Hey, why are you guys protecting Nico? Robin, who are you? As soon as this remark came out, it immediately attracted the attention of everyone present. At the same time, it reminded everyone present of their mission. Catch Nico. Robin, only because of the appearance of Huang Deer and others. That's why they put all their focus on Beechburg. See Joseph's D's attitude so bad, in order not to offend the man in black robe. Stussy hurriedly stepped forward and explained, there may be some misunderstanding between us. We didn't come here this time to start a war with you. Talking, Stussy pointed to Nico. Robin lying on the ground. Continued, as long as you hand over that woman. On behalf of the world government, I can forgive your rude behavior. As Stussy's voice fell, Al under the black robe slowly opened his eyes. Sen Lang's words were mixed with a trace of anger. Excuse us for our rude behavior? Then you have to ask me if I forgive your rude behavior? Bang! While talking, a thunderbolt suddenly flashed. Next moment, a fierce, violent, the tyrannical breath erupted from him like a top predator breaking free from a cage. Chapter 40 Shock. Hawkeye pointed at Ruffian Eyes. Click, 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 the invisible space seems to have become a substance. Cracked out a series of ferocious cracks, in an instant. Everyone present couldn't help but tremble, respond quickly. Ghost spirit, Haki, come out frequently, It seems that Al's terrifying Conqueror's Haki is going to be forcibly suppressed. Click, 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 the crisp sound of fragmentation like a mirror exploded in midair. Hundreds of red-black lightning pierced the sky in an instant. Thunder and lightning. It seems that the whole world is about to be torn apart in this invisible collision. Boom, the sound of piercing through the sky resounded at the moment of the explosion. Terrifying strong waves exploded in the very center of the island. The violent wind uprooted the tall trees on half of the island. Bang! The whole island felt like an earthquake. There are even hundreds of feet of waves on the sea. The terrifying airwaves that go straight to the sky penetrate the clouds. It exploded twice in the air. This moment, the whole world fell into dead silence. After witnessing all this, people all over the world. The blood in the whole body boils instantly, my breathing also became short of breath. Countless people are already drenched in sweat at this moment. Even with the screen on, you can feel the terrifying coercion. That is a kind of fear from the depths of the soul. Good. So strong. Who is that guy, at the same time? Many questions could not help but emerge in the minds of everyone present. This level of Haki. Hawkeye narrowed his eyes slightly. It was as if he saw the shadow of a good friend on the black-robed man in front of him. Red hair. No, that guy doesn't have such powerful swordsmanship. I can't hold it anymore. Ghost Spider, cheer up. Looking at the Ghost Spider whose consciousness is gradually blurring. Mole is very worried and anxious in his heart. Idiot, now is not the time to worry about others. The T-Dolphin roared angrily, protruding veins on the forehead. The breath is rising like a violent beast. Next second. Advertisement with a roaring explosion, it exploded in midair. Like the blast of a nuclear bomb, destroy everything in a radius of 100 miles. At the same time, on an island not far from the Sabodi Island archipelago. Looking at the Shira-like scene in the picture, as the supernovas of the era of extreme evil. His eyes are full of horror. That guy, how did he do it? I don't want to confront that guy, it's too scary. Is that the rumored Conqueror's Haki? Why is it a bit different from what I heard? Isn't Conqueror's Haki intimidating the opponent from the momentum? Why does that guy's Conqueror's Haki do damage? Compared with the incomprehension and horror of Supernova. New world, on an unknown island, after seeing this scene, Whitebeard. Although there was no look of horror on his face. But it exudes a strong shock. Gu la la la, I really didn't expect that. We can still see such a powerful Conqueror's Haki in this era. If you put that guy in our time, I'm afraid Roger may not be able to become Pirate King. Gu la la la. In the devilish laughter, Marco seems to have thought of someone. He echoed. Indeed, even that brat with the red hair. I'm afraid there is such a powerful Conqueror's Haki. Words fall, Marco soon seemed to think of something. As if I said something wrong, cover your mouth in a hurry. To know, as a representative of the top Conqueror's Haki. In addition to the 4 emperors Shanks, the most representative is their father. Whitebeard. Yet even Whitebeard's Conqueror's Haki. It's also impossible to make the red hair unstoppable. Whitebeard glanced at Marco, not offended by Marco's words. Instead, he laughed heartily and said, Gu la la la. Marco, don't worry, I'm not that stingy guy, but what you say doesn't make sense either. That stinky brat with red hair really needs to practice more. Advertisement, Gu la la la, in the meeting room of Marine headquarters. Looking at the Marine Vice Admiral who gradually lost consciousness and fell to the ground in the picture. The air in the entire meeting room seemed to freeze. No one spoke. A long time, till that dreadful Conqueror's Haki fades away. Then Sengoku opened his mouth and said, Conqueror's Haki, which even the Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral can't support. Who the hell is that guy? During the talk, Sengoku locked his eyes on Aokiji. Seems to have sensed Sengoku's gaze, Aokiji spread his hands. Said bluntly, I don't know exactly how many hidden masters there are in Beechburg. That guy Chingshong didn't tell me much either, but judging by this powerful Conqueror's Haki alone. That guy is most likely one of the rulers of Beechburg. Words fall, Sengoku's frown deepened. Know that Beechburg has more than one ruler. Now a random ruler is so terrifying, if it is, that lord, above the ruler. Wouldn't it be more? Thinking of this, Sengoku couldn't help taking a breath. I dare not continue to think about it, this time things have exceeded Marine's expectations. It looks like, I have to discuss with the 5 elders, and terminate this mission. Talking, Sengoku hastily ordered the communications Marines on the side. Report his ideas to the world government, on the way to communicate with the Marines to report. Aokiji frowned, pointing at Hawkeye in the picture, he said puzzledly. Is Hawkeye in a hurry to die? While the sound is sounding. The eyes of everyone present all fell on Hawkeye in the picture. You're not the guy I'm looking for. Hawkeye raised the black knife Yi. And pointed the tip of the sword at the shoulder of the man in black robe. Sen Lang's tone was filled with a strong fighting spirit. Come out, let me have a good understanding of your swordsmanship. Chapter 41 Hawkeye. You call this a great swordsman? Come out, let me have a good understanding of your swordsmanship. As Hawkeye's cold and warlike voice sounded, the ruffian who stood on Al's shoulder raised his eyelids. As if to ask, grown-ups, do you need me to clean up all these annoying guys? Al nodded slightly, did not make any unnecessary actions. To him, as long as the battle between the eyes and the others doesn't interfere with the creation of new characters, that's fine. After Al's response, the ruffian's eyes don't delay any longer. Take a leap, fell off Al's shoulders on a piece of gravel. And Al entered the system page again, ready to continue creating new character legends. Boy, let's make a quick decision. Pai Yan took the black knife guy off from behind. Staring blankly at Hawkeye, it seems to be waiting for the opponent to make a move. However, this scene was extraordinarily weird in the eyes of others. What's that Hawkeye guy doing? Why is he talking to himself? No. Something feels wrong. Hawkeye's voice seems to be a bit different from the one that just sounded. Are you an idiot? If you tone down your voice a little? This happens too. Of course the Hawkeye can't hear the quarrels that ring out from all over the world. But that little voice, but he could hear it clearly. A long time. It seemed that seeing the man in black robe in front of him didn't react at all. Hawkeye couldn't help frowning, asked again. What do you mean? Do you think I'm not worthy of your shot? Facing Hawkeye's questioning. A slightly angry expression appeared on the ruffian's face. Where are you B*****************? D. It seems that Hawkeye has not noticed himself yet. The ruffian's eyes can't be stretched anymore, ignored by opponents. This kind of thing is what he hates the most, also disgusting. Shouted by the ruffian's voice, the doubt on Hawkeye's face became even more serious. Advertisement repeatedly patrolling back and forth at the source of the sound. But in front of the ruffian's eyes, with a smaller stone in the way. This also causes ruffian eyes to see eagle eyes, but Hawkeye couldn't see ruffian eyes clearly at all. Huang Deer, who noticed this phenomenon, sneered unscrupulously. Ha 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 ha. It's just so much fun, I really want to take a picture of this scene. It seems to be stimulated by Huang Deer's mocking sound. The ruffian raised his foot and crushed the stone in front of him. Next second, a terrifying breath like a ghost, bursting out of his tiny body. In an instant, that suffocating sword intent raged again. At this moment, everyone saw the true face of the Ruffian Eye clearly. It seemed that he had sensed the gaze of his opponent. Ruffian Eyes withdrew their sword intent, pointing the tip of the sword at the ruffian's eyes, he said coldly. Little devil, if you look east and west, don't blame me for breaking you into pieces smaller than me. Watching stepping on gravel, and a pair of ruffian eyes that strangers should not approach. Everyone present couldn't hold back anymore, although that guy's momentum is very strong. But why'd I always feel like something is wrong? Do you not feel the tension when facing the strong? That's right, that's how it feels, idiot, isn't that normal? If your opponent is a guy not even the size of a thumb. Do you get nervous? If you don't laugh on the spot, it's good enough? Momoshagi, what are you staring at? For outside discussions. The T-Dolphins were not involved, although this strong contrast is somewhat unpredictable. But compared to these, he cares more about Momosagi's feelings. Regarding the T-Dolphin question, Momoshagi ignored it. Instead, he stared at the ruffian with disbelief. That rascal. How can this be? Why does such a small guy have such powerful swordsmanship? Advertisement as Momosagi's unbelievable voice falls. Hawkeye, who is also a great swordsman, at this moment, my heart is even more turbulent. Is this guy an illusion? No, it's not an illusion. But why? I can't bring up the slightest fighting spirit against him. Instinct? As Morgans aimed the camera at the ruffian's eyes? Looking at the ruffian eyes in the picture that are not as big as a piece of gravel. The people of the whole world suddenly couldn't hold back. What is that guy? Moldy sausage with clothes on. Isn't this too strange? Is that knife behind his back intended to pick Hawkeye's teeth? Hey, you guys are almost done enough. Don't forget, that guy's swordsmanship is even more terrifying than Hawkeye. What an idiot you are. Such a small body, such a small sword, even if it is powerful, what's the use? It's like you're taking a toothpick to a guy with a machete. Those who know it will feel that this is a battle between swordsmen. I don't know, I thought you were going to stab someone with a toothpick. Compared with the teasing and watching mentality of ordinary people. Marine and world government, then I felt a bit of a headache about the appearance of ruffian eyes. Beechburg, it's Bikini Bottom again. Why are all the guys coming out of Beach Bottom monsters? What the hell are those guys trying to do, Pengdu City? In the Hall of Power, a smear of anger appeared on topman Wochu Lisheng's serious face. From the appearance of Huang Deer, 3 Murlocs from Beechburg have appeared in a row in the City of Water. Although the guy who showed up at the end, it really doesn't feel like a threat. But that powerful sword intent, undoubtedly not revealing a very important message to the world. Never judge a book by its cover, otherwise, the one who died must be himself. Chapter 42 is the ruffian's eye a moldy little sausage? Near the deep trenches of the sea, on Red Force. With the real face of the ruffian appearing on the screen. All members of the Red Hair Pirates stared wide-eyed. Head full of strange question marks. Boss, you said that the guy who surpassed One Piece's swordsmanship is such a small guy. Lucky Roo holds the drumstick in one hand, with one hand stretched out the index finger. His face was full of astonishment, not only Lacy Roo. Even Beckman was a little uneasy at the moment. In front of the red hair, he gestured a thumb that was bigger than the ruffian's eyes. The red-haired man lost all self-confidence at the moment. His eyes glanced back and forth on the ruffian's body. It's not scientific. Such a small guy. How is it possible to have such a powerful swordsmanship? Looking at the flamboyant expression on the red-haired face. The slightly drunk Usopp came to the redhead, pointing to the ruffian eyes the size of an index finger. He laughed loudly without concealing it. Boss, look at your face that has never seen the world. Isn't it just a musty little sausage in a mini Hawkeye costume? It's not. Hiccup tilde. Well, I really haven't seen it, ha 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 ha. Meowing Usopp, who was a bit drunk, Lucky Roo took a bite of the drumstick. Patted the redhead on the shoulder, with a slightly comforting tone, he said. Let go of the boss. I believe in One Piece, old man. I definitely won't take it to heart because of your few jokes. Seeing that the redhead still didn't speak, Beckman also went on to comfort. Boss, maybe that guy is a fruit-capable person who can shrink the body. Oh, something doesn't seem right. There doesn't seem to be a devil fruit that can make a body that small. Seeing that the corner of the red-haired mouth twitched involuntarily, Beckman coughed lightly. It seems that there is another reason. Isn't Bikini Bottom possessing super advanced science and technology? Maybe using technology to make it smaller, to achieve the means of deceiving the enemy. Listening to the serious analysis of the people around me. Advertisement. The red hair couldn't hold back anymore. Get up brazenly, take a glass of wine from the table. Cuckoo pour down. 1 cup, 2 cups, until a little drunk. Only then did the redhead stop what he was doing. Laughed loudly. Ha 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 tilde. Cool, see the appearance of the red hair. Beckman shook his head involuntarily, sighed softly. This guy is here again. Every time I encounter something I don't want to face, I rely on alcohol to numb myself. Beckman, you can't say that. Usopp put his arm on Beckman's shoulder. After all, that little thing looks so chic, I can't accept it for a while. That's a normal reaction. Forget it, it doesn't matter, let's have a banquet. Compared to red hair pirates, open-minded. After all, members of the BIGMOM pirates saw the true face of the ruffian. But he sneered unabashedly. Brother Katakuri, such a little thing. It actually made those guys show such fearful expressions before. What a bunch of idiots, listening to my sister's ridicule in my ear. Katakuri ignored it. Instead, he stared at the ruffian figure with cold eyes. Although the moment the ruffian eyes appeared, there is indeed such a little shock. But after the shock, there is more vigilance and fear. It seems that seeing Katakuri so serious, Cracker sneered. Don't worry so much tilde, isn't it just a weird thing with 2 braids on its head? Although the momentum is really strong, but the real strength, that's hard to say. Mamama tilde. In a slightly morbid laugh, Charlotte Linlin opened her big mouth and exhaled a mouthful of hot air. Pointing at the ruffian eyes in the picture, he said disdainfully. If Bikini Bottom was full of little things like that, then I have nothing to worry about. At the same time, on the main ship of Beast's pirates not far from Mother Queen Anthem. Master Kaido. Advertisement, just a little thing like that. Laozi can step on 60 with 1 foot, looking at the ruffian eyes appearing in the picture. Jack's mouth and Kakuzu are going up to the sky, after listening to Quinn on the side. Subconsciously lift the soles of your feet. It stopped when it was almost on Jack's face. And at the same time asked, how much do you think my big foot can step on? Roll, looking at 2 idiot-like guys. Jin just glanced at it, then he set his sights on the ruffian's body. Intuition told him, that little thing feels more than it seems. Only, it's getting more and more boring the more I look at it. At this time, Jin seemed to have noticed something. His eyes were fixed on the direction of the BIGMIOM pirates. Master Kaido, the BIGMOM pirates seem to be taking action. After hearing this, Kaido glanced at the ruffian in the picture with disdain. He burped and said, those guys must be because of that thing. So I have completely let go of my vigilance, talking. Kaido drank the wine in the flagon in 1 gulp, laughed loudly. Forget it, let them go. After all, that black-robed brat hasn't revealed his true identity yet. I don't think a guy with such a powerful conquerors would be like that. At the same time, 10,000 meters above the sky. Gee ha ha ha, this place in Beechburg is so much fun. Such a small thing can live that long, I really want to trample him into a pulp. After Golden Lion saw the true face of Peon, the haze that had shrouded his heart instantly dissipated. As a swordsman, he really didn't think such a small thing could do him any harm. But if it is used to pick teeth, might even hurt his gums. Chapter 43. The Peak Showdown. The world's #1 swordsman versus Beechburg's #1 swordsman. Marineford, in the meeting room of Marine headquarters. As the eye-catching picture gradually becomes clear. Together with Sengoku and all Marine executives, they all looked horrified. And those swordsmen widened their eyes even more at this moment. Stretching out a finger in disbelief, pointing to the ruffian eyes less than the size of a finger in the picture. The unbelievable tone is full of shock. What kind of creature is this? Such a small thing can burst out with such a frightening sword intent? You're lying. I must have lost my mind. Marshal Sengoku, do you know what that guy is? As the order in the meeting room gradually became chaotic. Sengoku slammed the table hard. With a serious look, he said. Although that guy's appearance, it's really a bit unsatisfactory. But, this does not deny the fact that he is a strong man. In the end, Sengoku also seems to be unable to think of a reason to go round. Simply don't bring up the matter of ruffian eyes anymore. Instead, change the subject forcibly. Is there a new order from the world government? See, Sengoku suddenly changed the subject. The people present didn't keep holding on to the hot topic. Instead, he followed Sengoku's topic. Report to Marshal Sengoku. The communications marine stood up neatly. The world government has not communicated new orders. Do you want to keep in touch? Continue? As Marine's contact became more frequent, the 5 elders who were not meant to be bothered seems to be annoyed, angry-faced connected phone bug. Before Sengoku could speak, Topman Wochu Lisheng was the first to rebuke. Sengoku. What the hell are you trying to do? Sengoku, who was inexplicably reprimanded, sank. Immediately retorted. Why don't you let them evacuate from the water capital? Do you want them to die there? As Sengoku's voice fell. 5 elders said angrily with a pale face. The world government has its own judgment, and it's not your turn to point it out here. Talking, advertisement Topman Wobalison was about to hang up. But Sengoku seems to have expected it, hastily opened the mouth and said. Though the new guy from Beechburg sure doesn't look like much. But, don't forget that there is also a mysterious man in a black robe. That guy's Conqueror's Haki must have been seen by all of you. If they are not allowed to retreat again, everyone present will die because of your stupid decision. In the end, the entire Marine headquarters meeting room fell silent. Everyone stared at Sengoku in amazement, and in the Hall of Power. 5 elders was obviously irritated by Sengoku's series of angry voices. Without any explanation, I hung up the phone. How could they not know what was going on at the scene? The reason for not wanting to retreat, mainly I want to know how powerful Beechburg is. After hanging up the phone, 5 elders once again set their sights on Peon. Blade of Horror, Ultimate's Conqueror's Haki, how many powerful people are hidden in Bikibao? Unable to determine it this time, but for sure. Guys with such conquerors are definitely not average. As the arguments of the 5 elders intensified, a few people's minds could not help but emerge, a few words that Qingshang once said. Beechburg has no absolute ruler, and above rulers. That is their king. Thinking of this, all the 5 elders couldn't help but froze. If the guy who unleashed the Conqueror's Haki was just a ruler, doesn't that mean, like such a mighty ruler, there are still numbers in Beechburg? With the voice falling, 5 elders gasped involuntarily, powerful force. Even the 4 emperors have to make a detour when they see it. But it's not difficult to rule out another possibility. King of Bikini Bottom? If that's the case. In the end, Shepherd 10 Peter Saint couldn't help but frowned. There was some doubt in the low tone. I feel that the probability of this hypothesis is not very high. Advertisement, how could the king of Beechburg be a human? If it's what you said, that guy is really the king of Bikini Bottom, and that will make things even more difficult. Forget it, we don't know much about Beechburg right now. No matter how much we talk about it, we can't get an accurate answer. Keep reading, if that guy makes a move, all the answers will also surface. As the voice fell, the remaining 4-5 elders stopped talking. Instead, he stared intently at the ruffian in the picture. At the same time, it seems that because of the strange eyes around me, locked in myself all the time, the ruffian's eyes are somewhat displeased. Next second, the ruffian glanced around coldly, the cold tone was full of dissatisfaction. When I chop you into pieces, hope you're still this calm. While the voice sounded, the breath of Ruffian Eyes rose instantly. In an instant, a dreadful coercion like Shira covered the entire city of water again. Horror coercion is like a stimulant. Hawkeye, who had lost his fighting spirit, sobered up instantly. Sorry, I lost my composure just now. Hawkeye took a deep breath. He tried his best to adjust his state, however, the ruffian's attitude towards Hawkeye's apology has subtly changed. After all, because of physical reasons, he has never heard an enemy say sorry to himself. You're a nice boy, so I decided to leave you a whole corpse. The moment the voice landed, Ruffian Eyes jumped. Black knife in hand guy, it seemed as if he could feel the murderous intent in his eyes. All of a sudden, the entire blade was instantly enveloped by a stream of flame like light. Click, 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 the whole world made the crisp sound of a mirror shattering like a substance. The eagle eye sees it, and not because of the reason of Ruffian Eyes and body. And feel any slight clang. The sound of gold and iron intersecting sounded instantly. Chapter 44 The world's #1 swordsman is nothing more than that. Clang. There was a dull crashing sound from the clash of gold and iron. Resounding throughout the island, all of a sudden. Sparks are flying, and the wind is constantly flowing. The ground under Hawkeye's feet was covered with cracks like a spider's web. Under savage brute force, it's like a heavy hammer of a pile driver sags downward and collapses section by section. The ear-piercing crash was like a stimulant, crazy stimulated all the nerves of Hawkeye. Next moment, in the fierce collision, Hawkeye's aura is rising steadily. That Asura-like aura soared into the sky, Ruffian Eyes see. An even more violent and savage horror burst out. Click, 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 the moment the crisp sound of shattering mirror resounded again. The roaring explosion sounded in midair, next second. The strong airflow generated by the collision of swords and swords blows in all directions. So strong, Hawkeye let out a silent admiration in his heart. The big beads of sweat instantly burst into mist under the blowing of the bad wind. Next moment, the brutal and terrifying power is transmitted from the arms to the blade. The breath of Ruffian Eyes soared again, on the other hand, Hawkeye. At this time breathing gradually becomes disordered. The speed of swinging the knife also gradually decreased. It seemed that what was being cut was not a thing the size of a finger. It's an extraterrestrial iron that fell from a high altitude. Is this unbearable? I haven't used all my strength yet? Accompanied by the ruffian's words, the voice sounded. Even more terrifying strange power burst out again. The tyrannical killing intent like Senluo's hell rushed to his face like a torrent. Next moment, the pupils of the eagle eye are forbidden to constrict. The tyrannical and terrifying monster power rushed to the blade and passed through the whole body. It seems that the internal organs are about to be crushed. Next second, the ruffian eye catches the moment when the eagle eye loses strength. Suddenly, he slashed out a more fierce sword energy. After reacting, Hawkeye quickly adjusted his figure. Lightning and flint, although the speed of Hawkeye is already very fast. But the sword energy at such a close distance still cut his right arm. The crimson blood dripped on the ground. Hawkeye let out a hot breath. Advertisement recalling the moment when I avoided that sword energy. There was a trace of cold sweat on his forehead, if you hesitate for a second. I'm afraid it wasn't his right arm that was hurt. Instead, the entire head will be cut off, looking at the blood oozing from Hawkeye's right arm. Everyone present was so shocked that they were speechless. Hawkeye, that rascal, it's actually defeated. Morgan's tearing his throat, the tone full of horror is full of disbelief. The world's #1 swordsman has actually lost? Accompanied by the shocking cry of Morgan's, everyone present couldn't help but shivered. Wake up from the state of mind full of shock, Momoshiki, maybe I kind of see what you mean. That guy is as strong as a monster, 30 to 7 points is really no joke. Meowing at the T-Dolphin talking to himself, Momoshiki ignored it. Still staring at the wound on Hawkeye's arm in disbelief. And what appears to be a finger, a ruffian who can be easily pinched to death. At this time, Zoro, who was stunned before, got up. Shaking the dust off my head, I was just about to say something. I saw the blood-soaked ground under Hawkeye's feet. Are you kidding me? That man, how come? Not only Zoro, almost the swordsmen all over the world aiming at Hawkeye. At this moment, there is an irreparable crack in Dao heart. What kind of monster is that little one? Why does such a small guy have such powerful swordsmanship? This is simply unreasonable. Which of the monsters emerging from Bikini Castle is reasonable? It seems to be the same, at the same time. Near the deep trenches of the sea, on Red Force. The crew of the Red Hair Pirates having a banquet. At this moment, they all stand in place like stone statues. Eyes full of shock, after the red hair saw that Hawkeye had been chopped off his right arm. While unbelievable, did a little joy arise in the depths of my heart? Ha 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 ha. Let me just say, a guy who can have such a powerful momentum. Advertisement, how could it be weak? But what kind of structure is in that little guy's body? Why can such a terrifying force erupt? For the doubts thrown by the red hair. Everyone present looked at each other in blank dismay. It seems that racking my brains I can't come up with a correct answer. Until a long time later, Beckman said suddenly, is it really as I guessed earlier? That guy actually relied on the power of technology to shrink his body? As the Red Hair Pirates collectively fell into contemplation. Not far away on board the Mother Queen Anthem, together with the crew including the Ant. At this moment, their eyes widened, looking at Hawkeye's bleeding right arm with disbelief. Although the wound was not serious, but it also illustrates a fact. The world's greatest swordsman, far inferior to that little one in terms of swordsmanship? Faced with this fact, Cracker is obviously a little broken. Hastily explained in front of the Ant, that guy with Hawkeye is absolutely careless. If it happens again, Hawkeye can definitely cut that little thing in half. But for Cracker's idiotic speech, except for some guys with a bit of a serious brain disease who agree. Most of the rest of the people looked at him with the eyes of a fool. Cracker, if you go to stop those guys sent out now, it should be too late. Katakuri, who had always been silent, suddenly spoke. However, this caused Cracker's strong dissatisfaction. The last second was mocking Katakuri for being too cautious. However, the feeling of being slapped in the face by Ruffian Eyes in the next second made his emotions a little out of control. He retorted mercilessly. I don't think that's necessary, it just so happens that we don't know much about the situation in Beechburg. If you can use the lives of those trash to find out useful information, I think it's all worth it. Words fall, without waiting for Katakuri to refute again. Mama let out a hot breath, totally agree with Cracker's approach. Just do it Cracker's way, I'm really getting impatient waiting for you. Chapter 45 The situation is changing, the upcoming summit war. Who can tell me how that little one did it? This kind of unreasonable thing. What kind of monster is that guy, above 10,000 meters above the sky? Looking at the blood oozing from Hawkeye's right arm. The pupils of the Golden Lion shrink, shocked and unbelievable. The same great swordsman, what the Golden Lion can see. Naturally, he knows more than layman, that Asura-like fierce aura. And swordsmanship with no flaws, no matter which one is taken out alone. They can completely abuse him now, even in times of disruption. Golden Lion doesn't think he can get any benefits from the ruffian. With the doubts of the Golden Lion falling, no one on the huge spaceship spoke. At this moment, they all lowered their heads with evil faces. For fear of saying the wrong word, see no answer. The fear in Golden Lion's eyes grew stronger. How are Kaido and Bigmom's two cowards doing now? Seeing that Golden Lion has finally stopped raising his eyes. All the subordinates hurriedly said, report to the governor. That guy Kaido isn't doing anything right now, but Bigmom seems to be a little impatient. At present, a small team has been sent to Beechburg to conduct a test. After listening to his report, Golden Lion did not issue an order immediately. Instead, staring thoughtfully at the ruffian eyes in the picture. After thinking for a long time, Golden Lion snorted coldly. Send the order down, no one can touch Beechburg without Laozi's order. As the words of the Golden Lion fell, the subordinates standing aside couldn't help but feel a little puzzled. Governor, BIGMOM has sent a team to test it out. If all the guys from Beechburg leave Beechburg, then this benefit will not be taken by the BIGMOM pirates? Seeing my subordinate ask such a stupid question, Golden Lion didn't want to pay attention to it, but seeing the confusion written on the faces of everyone present. After Golden Lion thought about it, advertisement. He opened his mouth and explained to everyone. First of all, the yellow cube that appeared first, Sand Fruit ability user. Judging from his moves, that guy will definitely have awakened Sand Fruit. Secondly, there's the second yellow square that appears, the person with the sparkling fruit ability. Although that guy only shot once, but his opponent is the most mysterious Knights of God in the world government. According to the rumors, there is no weakling in the Knights of God. However, such a powerful guy was kicked away, and his life and death are unknown. In the end, Golden Lion's tone gradually became serious. The last guy, you can also clearly perceive that guy's aura? That kind of sword power, even if I was at my peak. Even that Roger guy can look down, talking. Golden Lion suddenly paused for a moment. I feel somewhat reluctant, but still said it out. The most incredible thing is that guy's swordsmanship and brutal strength. Such powerful swordsmanship, I'm afraid it's only in the subversive period that Roger and I shot at the same time. It is possible to defeat it. As soon as this remark came out, everyone present could not help but gasp. The two big men who were neck and neck and stirring up the situation joined forces. To defeat that little thing? Honestly, if it weren't for the words coming from the mouth of the Golden Lion, everyone present must be angry and say idiots. One is One Piece who rules the sea. One is the overlord of the sky, no matter who is singled out. They are all existences that countless people look up to. Seems to be aware of the horror and disbelief on the faces of his subordinates. Golden Lion snorted coldly, his eyes were fixed on the black-robed man in the picture. Said bluntly, those three guys are as strong as monsters. But the one who impressed me the most was the guy in the black robe. That guy is a huge variable, as the Golden Lion's voice falls. The subordinate on the side asked again, Lord Governor, no matter how strong the guy is, compared to those three monsters, it can't be much stronger, right? As soon as the voice of the whole material fell, Golden Lion shook his head, his tone became more serious. No, advertisement, to be able to have such a powerful Conqueror's Haki. How could it be an ordinary person? Let's wait and see what happens if there are so many strong people in Bikibao. Retreat decisively, Laozi doesn't want to fall here. At the same time, on an unknown island somewhere in the New World. Compared with what happened to the water capital by various forces, the Whitebeard pirates didn't care too much. The current Whitebeard pirates are all up and down. Only one thing is on my mind. That's saving Ace. Hey, Vista, what are you doing here? Marco came to Vista. I glanced at the picture about the water capital. Dang even urged. Don't look, no matter how powerful those guys are. It's the guys from Marine and World Government that should be the trouble. After listening to Marco's words, Vista turned his head more and more and said with a serious face. No, you misunderstood Marco, all I care about is that little one. Should I say it or not, that guy's swordsmanship is absolutely unmatched. It's so gorgeous. Looking at Vista's idiotic expression, the corner of Marco's mouth couldn't help twitching. Then put your hands together, I really can't handle you guy. But we don't have time to waste anymore now, the world government guys have moved Ace to Impel down. And according to the latest news, it seems to be because of the incident in the capital of water. As a result, the world government plans to publicly execute Ace in advance. Now Marine is gathering troops and waiting for us. After listening to Marco's words, Vista stroked his beard and asked, what is Daddy going to do? Does that still matter? Marco glanced at Vista, he replied confidently. Of course it's a frontal attack on Marineford. Get Ace from Marine in front of the world. Chapter 46 Great Harvest. Obtain new worldview materials. Water capital, after slashing Hawkeye with one blow. The ruffian has no desire to do anything again, in his eyes. Although Hawkeye can be regarded as a good swordsman. But to him, it's still not that interesting. It seems that seeing the Ruffian Eye has no desire to continue fighting. Huang Mian on the side couldn't sit still. Pointing to Hawkeye's injured right arm, slightly dissatisfied. Hey, why stop? Take out the momentum to chop me and chop them. It's fun to chop that guy into meat anyway. Facing Wang Dal's chatter, the Ruffian Eyes just glanced at him indifferently. Then he took the black knife guy back behind his back. Afraid of hurting you. Just 4 words, it can be said that the hatred value is full. Huang Mian couldn't help but twitch the corner of his mouth. Were it not for Al standing by, he will definitely rush forward and fight the Ruffian Eye. Looking at the Ruffian Eyes that jumped up and landed on the shoulders of the man in black robe, Hawkeye swore inwardly, if you don't die today, given time, there must be a life and death battle with the Ruffian Eyes. Only, the most serious situation at present, is it possible to leave safely today? Not only Hawkeye is thinking about this question. Everyone present is also thinking, the 3 strong men from Beechburg in front of me are all gone. Everyone present also saw something was wrong. The group of guys seemed to be taking orders from that black-robed man. Momoshage stepped back and spoke softly. The T-Dolphin standing beside him nodded slightly. He looked at the man in black robe not far away with a serious face. Although I don't know what the status of that guy is in Beechburg. But, why did he save Nico Robin, even at the expense of offending the Marine and the world government? For 2 questions, not only the T-Dolphin was puzzled. It can be said that everyone present is very puzzled. But doubts are doubts, they don't dare to provoke that black-robed man anymore. The only thing they want to do now, that's getting out of here safely. Just when all eyes of the outside world were locked on Al. But Al is now thinking about the creation of a new character legend. They don't even know that the outside world has stopped fighting. Looking at the 3 repeated character materials on the system page. Alton has a headache, after all, as the legend of Beechburg became more and more perfect. Advertisement it is getting more and more difficult to add new characters from it. Not to mention the fact that there are 3 repeating characters. After thinking to no avail, Al habitually came to the system mall. Take stock of the mystery points you currently have. The current mysterious points are 118,540, close black lens bracket. Is it 110,000? The growth rate is not bad. Looking at the current balance, Al decided to log out of the system to see how the situation outside was going. At this time, the cold voice of the system suddenly sounded. Ding, the super special offer has been refreshed. Just as the system beeps, Al's eyes lit up immediately. Immediately dispelled the idea of investigating the situation. After all, there are those 3 guys outside, unless all the high-level combat power of Naval Headquarters is dispatched. Or 4 emperors come forward, otherwise, absolutely no one can hurt him. Open the page of Super Special General Products. Immediately, prompts of 3 props appeared in front of Al's eyes. Material Converter. You can convert unnecessary materials, close black lens bracket. 120,000 mysterious points required. Close black lens bracket, designated material roll X5. 5 material characters can be designated, close black lens bracket. 150,000 mysterious points required. Close black lens bracket, ability extractor. You can select a material character and extract all the abilities of that character, close black lens bracket. 200,000 mysterious points required. Close black lens bracket, super general merchandise will disappear in 3 days, close black lens bracket. I glanced roughly at the props in the super special general merchandise. Al waited for a while, get your footage converter now. He still has 5 material characters on hand that he hasn't created yet. Even if 5 designated ones come, Al doesn't even need to. As for the ability extractor, although Al would love to buy this. But the required mystery points are too many, he didn't want to wait any longer. For the material converter, it happens that I have 3 repetitive and difficult material characters on hand. If you convert it, enough too. Congratulations to host for getting the material converter, close black lens bracket. 1 world view material can be converted into 3 random character materials, close black lens bracket. 3 random character materials can be converted into 1 designated character material, close black lens bracket. 3 random character materials can be converted into 1 world view material, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Roughly glanced at the text that popped up. Al soon had a plan. Without hesitation, I replaced the 3 identical character materials with 1 world view material. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting the new world material, close black lens bracket. Whether to create, close black lens bracket. Looking at the message pop-up window that pops up in front of you. A word came to Al's mind. With your strength, it's not enough to set foot in that forest. With an idea, advertisement. Al immediately plans to create a new world. At this time, the system's cold notification sounded again. Ding, it is detected that the host has acquired 2 worlds. Unlocking new features for host. Congratulations to host for unlocking the mysterious domain, close black lens bracket. Looking at the message prompt that pops up in front of you. Al didn't even think about it, immediately exited the creation page. Straight to the new features, create new legends whenever you want. But if you don't experience the new features for a while, you will feel itchy. The moment Al turned on the function of the mysterious domain, there was a sense of weightlessness that was spinning around the world. No matter what this feeling comes, it will go quickly. Soon, when Al stabilizes, suddenly, I found myself in a pure white space. Mysterious realm. Consume mysterious points to create a small world that belongs exclusively to the host, close black lens bracket. The mysterious realm has established a connection with Bikini Bottom, and it can be sent at any time, close black lens bracket. Small forest. 8,000 mysterious points. Close black lens bracket. House. 5,000 mysterious points. You can choose the type of house you want. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the dazzling array of products in front of you. Then he glanced at the less than 5-figure balance in his pocket. Al's expression at this time, it's like, Subway elderly phone. After the freshness wears off, Al immediately exits the system. I plan to earn a lot of mysterious points, let's build his own little world. Slowly open your eyes, seeing countless eyes staring at him. Al couldn't help being a little confused. What are these guys doing here? Hit. Keep playing. How to earn points without playing lousy. Just when Al was going to continue to ignite the flames of this war. It seems that seeing the man in black robe in front of him has not moved for a long time. Stussy, at the command of the 5 elders, take a step forward. With a very respectful attitude, he said, "Not sure why you're trying to stop us from capturing Nico Robin though. But the world government doesn't want to contradict the people of Beechburg. As long as your excellency is willing to hand over Nico Robin to us. World government guarantees that it will not go into the responsibility of Bikini Bottom." Heard that, Al couldn't help but sneered. He lowered his voice and said, "World government holding Bikini Bottom accountable? This kind of big talk is also thanks to your words. Let the world government worry about itself first. After all, it won't be long before Marineford is destroyed by Whitebeard." Chapter 47 Whitebeard. Will Laozi die? You fart? Are you kidding me? How did Marine HQ get destroyed by that guy Whitebeard? You were completely scaremongering, with Al's voice falling. Momoshagi, who is Admiral's alternate at Marine headquarters, is not happy at once. Although this may anger the mysterious man in black. But this alone is really intolerable, to know Marine as the guardian of the whole world. Once an accident occurs at the Marine headquarters, the whole world will be in chaos. It seems that seeing Momoshagi is a little emotional. The T-Dolphin immediately stood in front of her, hastily opened the mouth and said, "Marine HQ has nothing against Beechburg. Why are you cursing Marine HQ? Words fall," Al snorted. Sneered. Curse? I just predicted the future? After all, Al stopped talking. After all, it's useless to talk so much nonsense with these guys. Just when Al was planning to pass directly into the mysterious realm, a bold idea came to mind. To know, Summit War is nothing more than a battle between Marine and Whitebeard. A war of this magnitude, even if Al passes by, it is estimated that there will not be many mysterious points. How about just making Summit War bigger, then save some mysterious points? Buy characters from the New World View, in this case. The best of Beechburg and the Forest are in Marineford. Then defeat the top powerhouses in the entire world. Isn't this more efficient than appearing in the public eye one by one to gain credibility? Thinking of this, Al already has an idea in his mind. So he went on to say, "Believe it or not, it doesn't matter if you don't believe it. The destiny of the future cannot be changed." As Al's voice fell, Momosagi's face became more and more gloomy, immediately retorted. "Enough is enough, please retract your remarks. Whitebeard is as stupid as he can be. It's impossible to be stupid enough to attack naval headquarters." Words fall, the T-Dolphins on the side also echoed. "Even if what you say is true, but what Momosagi said doesn't make sense either. No matter how reckless Whitebeard is, it's impossible to do such a stupid thing. Besides, naval headquarters has 3 Marine Admiral guards. Whitebeard is even known as the strongest man in the world. Advertisement, it is also impossible to break through the defense of the 3 Marine Admirals. As for destroying the Marine headquarters, this is even more impossible." Seeing the T-Dolphin talk more and more excited. Stussy standing not far from it is numb. "I can't wait to rush over and seal the T-Dolphin's mouth on the spot. To know, they are now the weak side, if once angered the mysterious person. It doesn't matter if Marine dies, she doesn't want to die yet." However, just when the T-Dolphin poured out his last words, Al dropped a bombshell. It directly stunned everyone present. What if Marine captured Roger and left the last spark in this world? Or rather, where did this last spark become Whitebeard's son again by chance? The future cannot be changed. Marine HQ will be destroyed because of Whitebeard. Whitebeard will also die from this war. As soon as this remark came out, it immediately attracted the attention of people all over the world. Are you kidding? Who is that guy? It actually means destruction and death? Ghost knows, but that guy's status in Beechburg must be very high. Shouldn't the words of such a big man be a lie? And he just said Roger's last spark? Could it be that Roger, the One Piece King, has heirs? Is that the point? Shouldn't the point be the destruction of the Marine headquarters? You must know that once the Marine headquarters is destroyed, we will be the ones to suffer. As the discussion gradually spread, people all over the world can't help but panic. And those underground forces who have long disliked Marine. And those who have a grudge against Whitebeard, at this time, I am very excited. Whitebeard is going to die. Marine headquarters is going to be destroyed. This is simply great news. Upon hearing the news, Morgans immediately brighten up. Head full of big news, if it wasn't for being uncertain about the character of that mysterious man in black robe. He had already run up to ask this and that, compared with the worries of ordinary people. And the happiness of those different forces, after hearing the news, the Redhead deep in the bottom of the sea. But it was full of eagerness. The orphan left by Captain Roger is actually that guy Ace. Whitebeard will die in Marineford? The Marine headquarters will be destroyed too? This burst of news, repeated back and forth in the Redhead's mind. Boss, the matter is serious. BIGMOM pirates. And the beast's pirates. Advertisement, now we are all ready to evacuate from the bottom of the sea. It seems that I listened to the words of the mysterious man in black. Heard that, the eagerness on the red-haired face grew stronger. Hastily opened the mouth and said, quickly evacuate the seabed, target Marineford. The Marine headquarters must not be destroyed, otherwise the whole world will fall into catastrophe. With the 4 emperors gone, the pirates around the trench. After a moment of hesitation, they also left one after another. This kind of big news that detonated the world, even if you can't step into that battlefield, it's better than staying on the bottom of the sea. Looking at the ships emerging from the bottom of the sea. Above 10,000 meters above the sky, after Golden Lion heard the news. I can't wait to greet my men and prepare to go to Marineford. Whether or not war breaks out, this kind of excitement. It's much better than waiting here, at the same time. New world, on an unknown island, Marco, who wanted to take Vista to gather people. After listening to what Al said, the whole person is not well. He rushed to Whitebeard in a hurry, tell me everything you know. Father, although I always think this matter is ridiculous. But what that guy said was too much, heard that. Whitebeard's complexion suddenly darkened, will the Marine headquarters be destroyed because of him? He also died in the battle with Marine HQ? Are you kidding me? Laozi is Whitebeard. That guy dared to curse Laozi to death in front of the whole world. I don't care who he is, Laozi must sink him into the bottom of the sea. See Whitebeard's emotions so agitated, Marco immediately persuaded. Father, now is not the time to talk about this. That B*********** D revealed Ace's identity in front of the world. This move will definitely arouse the high vigilance of the world government. I'm afraid that Ace's public execution will be brought forward. Besides, I just got the news, those guys who were planning to attack Beechburg are now heading to Marineford. I'm afraid we don't have much time left, as Marco's voice fell. Whitebeard's face darkened, the anger in my heart reached its peak. Order Laozi, get ready quickly, as for the spectators. If you dare to delay Laozi's rescue of Ace, come and kill Laozi. Chapter 48 Nika Fruit came out, 5 elders can't sit still. Ace? You just said that Ace is going to be captured by Marine? Among the ruins, Luffy stood up with difficulty. Eyes full of anxiety and urgency, just tell me how Ace is doing now. For the mysterious man in black robe in front of him. Luffy, a newborn calf, is naturally not afraid of tigers. After all, he hasn't reached the sword intent of the ruffian. And Al's Conqueror's Haki just passed out, I don't even know what's going on outside. Looking at Luffy who was yelling at the black-robed man in front of him. Stussy wanted to slap him to death directly, while other CP0 Cypher Pool members clenched both fists at this moment too. This is such a difficult situation to stabilize. If it was really broken by a fool like Luffy, they will absolutely kill Luffy before he dies. But Luffy doesn't care about that, still keep asking about Ace. Tell me what happened to Ace, speak quickly. Looking at the scene in front of me, even though Momoshiki and the T-Dolphin were entrusted by Garp to protect Luffy. At this time, I don't have the slightest sense of joy for this guy Luffy. I have seen death, I've never seen something so deadly. As a weakling, wouldn't it be good to lie down obediently and wait for this crisis to pass? You have to make unnecessary trouble for them, facing Luffy's questioning. Without waiting for Al to react, Huang Mian at the side immediately took a step forward. Elongated intonation, with a face full of disdain, he said. Hey, your physical fitness is really scary tilde. Being hit by Huang Deer's move, he still hasn't died tilde. It seems that she couldn't detect the words hidden in Huang Mian's words. Luffy scratched his face, I'm a rubber man, his trick is useless to me. No, it's not about talking about these things now. Tell me what happened to Ace now, seems to be irritated by Luffy's words. Huang Deer immediately came to Huang Mian, with a sneer, he said. Uncle Huang Mian, let me kill this annoying guy. Words fall, just when Huang Deer was about to make a move. Huang Mian seemed to have remembered something. Stretching out his arm to pull Huang Deer down, he said. Rubberman, did you eat rubber fruit? Although I don't understand why Huang Mian would ask such a question. But Luffy nodded anyway, and asked why. But Huang Mian ignored Luffy. Instead, he muttered to himself in surprise, it's really rare tilde. Advertisement. Someone would actually eat the devil fruit that was inhabited by the sun god Nika tilde. Following Huang Mian's voice, everyone present couldn't help being stunned. What is the devil fruit hosted by Nika? Isn't it just plain paramecia rubber fruit? Is it possible that rubber fruit can turn into other fruits? It seems to be aware of the doubts of the crowd. Huang Dal, who loves to meddle most, sneered. A bunch of bumpkins. I haven't even heard of the human fruit, phantom beast, and Nika form. As soon as this remark came out, everyone present glanced at Luffy in surprise. My head is full of strange question marks. Paramecia's rubber fruit turned into a zone? What the hell is the rarest phantom beast species? That's what you say, do you think I will believe it? To know, zone is zone, paramecia is paramecia. These two things that can't be beaten in 8 lifetimes. You tell me it's the same kind, you don't have to talk about stories like this, okay? Not only the people present, even the audience watching this scene. At the moment is also confused, aren't these guys bragging and not drafting? First Marine HQ is destroyed, Whitebeard is to die. And now the whole Superman devil fruit becomes zone? If you really follow his statement, then paramecia devil fruit can still turn into Logia. That's right, those guys in Beechburg must have short-circuited their brains. Contrary to the incomprehension and doubts of ordinary people. Pengdu City, in the Hall of Power, when 5 elders heard what Huang Mian said. The expression on his face was obviously gloomy a lot. That rascal. Absolutely can't let that guy talk anymore. Let the CP cipher pull guys stop that B******************. D. At the same time, Water Capital, when Stussy received the order from the 5 elders. Suddenly his face changed drastically, the eyes looking at Luffy are full of murderous intent. If it wasn't for that Straw Hat Kid, how could the world government give her such an order to seek death? Just when Stussy was thinking about how to speak, Huang Deer snorted coldly, he opened his mouth again and said, "Every devil fruit hosts a devil in the currently known devil fruit. Only in the rubber fruit is God, the God of freedom." As soon as this remark came out, 5 elders couldn't hold back anymore. Hastily ordered Stussy to stop Huang Dal's mouth with his life. Never let rubber fruit secrets out again, advertisement. Because it is related to the hidden mystery of the world government. However, in the face of the crazy urging of the 5 elders, Stussy is also anxious. Take your life to gag Huang Deer? Whoever likes to do this kind of shit will do it. Anyway, she will definitely not agree, seeing that Stussy is still unwilling to act. The 5 elders were suddenly enraged, hurried to contact the rest of the CP0 members present. And as a loyal puppet of the world government, after Joseph was informed of the order, hesitated for a moment, just when Huang Deer was about to speak. Take the lead and say, "Shut up," but just when Joseph was about to continue talking, Huang Deer didn't even think about it, a direct hit on the sand blade cuts it off from the waist. I hate it when someone interrupts me when I'm talking. Huang Deer glared hard at the CP0 cipher pool members including Stussy. Cold voice. "If any of you interrupt Laozi again, at your own peril," looking at the teammate beside him who was cut off by the lazy waist. Stussy couldn't help but gasp. See, no one dares to speak anymore. Huang Dal then locked his eyes on Luffy. "Hey, brat. Although you make Laozi very upset, but for the sake of you being a rubber fruit capable person, I can give you a decent death." Words fall, Huang Deer bowed deeply to Al. Seems to be asking for Al's opinion. Al glanced at Huang Deer strangely. It seems very puzzled what this guy Huang Deer wants to do. But he did not refuse, after all, whatever the outcome. In the end, it must be Wang Luffy who died, with the consent of Al. Huang Deer immediately showed a joyful expression. Then move your wrist. Just when he was about to make a move, suddenly, he seemed to think of something, and slapped his forehead. "Forget, you kid hasn't awakened your fruit ability yet. What a pity, you who don't have the ability to awaken fruit. It really makes me unable to arouse the desire to do it. If you were a resident of Beechburg, we can use treasures to help you wake up quickly. This will also fulfill my wish for many years. Unfortunately, you are not eligible to become a resident of Beechburg." Following Huang Dar's voice, it fell, everyone present could not help but gasp. A treasure that directly awakens Devil Fruit's ability? Are you kidding me? Chapter 49 Big Shock, Ambition is Everywhere, The Wave of the New Era? Accompanied by Huang Dar's words, it fell, the old sand lying on the ground. Breathing can't help but become rapid, the restless heart is full of greed. When he was killed by Huang Deer in one blow, he has personally experienced how strong sand fruit is after awakening. At the same time, I also understand that I am in front of the strong in Bikibao. How vulnerable it is. The Straw Hat Kid is not eligible to join Bikini Bottom. But I'm no better than the Straw Hat Kid, although I thought so in my heart. But Lao Sha didn't dare to stand up and speak out his thoughts. After all, the consequences of interrupting Huang Deer. He can't afford it, and there are not a few guys who have ideas like Lao Sha. After all awakening Devil Fruit ability, that means that the strength can be improved several levels. Boss, you are also Demon Fruit Power, how about we join Bikini Bottom? Just by joining Beechburg, you become a resident of Beechburg. Being sheltered by Beechburg from now on, with so many strong people guarding us, we little followers can also get some light. You think I don't want to? When the yellow square said that sentence? Estimated the vast majority of demon fruit power in the entire world. I want to squeeze my head out and join Bikini Bottom. Just a little guy like me, do you think I am qualified to compare with those behemoths? After listening to the words of my boss, this subordinate didn't know what to say for a while. As his own boss said, when Huang Deer said this and that sentence. Demon fruit power throughout the world, it must be restless at this time. After all, this kind of thing that suddenly becomes a dragon and phoenix among people. Not often, at the same time, on the thriller bark. As Moria of 7 Warlords of the Sea, after hearing what Huang Deer said, immediately brighten up. The restless heart is full of greed and expectation. Join Bikini Bottom? This is definitely not a good idea. As long as you can get the treasure of awakening Devil Fruit. Laozi can take revenge on that B************* D Kaido, at this time. Absalom suddenly came to Moria's side, opened the mouth and said, "Lord Moria, the world government just issued a mandatory order. You are required to arrive at Marine headquarters within 7 days." Voice. Moria frowned, the words of the mysterious man in black robe could not help appearing in his mind. That idiot Whitebeard isn't really going to fight Marine HQ? Advertisement, I don't know, but Marines from all over the world are rushing to Marineford now. Lord Moria, are we going to Marineford? Of course. Just a Whitebeard, if Laozi can shine in this battle. Laozi has the confidence to join Bikini Bottom. Dressrosa, Doflamingo looked solemnly at Huang Deer in the picture. There are so many thoughts in my heart, and Torbull, standing beside him. With a solemn tone, holding a recruitment order, Dover. The order just issued by the guys from the world government. You are requested to arrive at naval headquarters within 7 days. Otherwise the title of Shichibukai will be stripped. After hearing what Torbull said, no other expression appeared on Doflamingo's face. Still frowning a long time, Doflamingo came back to his senses and said solemnly. Go tell the world government, I'll be in Marineford on time in 7 days. Seems to be aware of Doflamingo's abnormal mood swings. Torbull glanced at Huang Dal in the picture, then persuaded. Nah, Dover, you are the man who wants to be king. But don't disturb your mood because of Beechburg. Heard that, Doflamingo didn't respond, instead fell into silence. In fact, Doflamingo understands all the truths, be it the treasures of Bikini Bottom. Still eligible to join Bikini Bottom, he is not qualified to get it for the time being. But he knows a little bit, that is the wave of New World is coming. Anyway, he's gotta get on the right boat, only in this way. To fulfill his ambition, as the situation continued to ferment. All Shichibukai are preparing accordingly for the era of imminent riots. At the same time, Beast's pirate's main ship, Kaido was drinking. While thinking about the next action in my heart. A potion that removes the devil fruit curse. A technology capable of non-destructively replicating devil fruit. A treasure that can quickly awaken devil fruit's ability. No matter which one you get, takes his Beast's pirates to the next level. Does joining Bikini Bottom get everything? About this question? Kaido naturally chose to ignore it, after all, as the Emperor of the New World. Advertisement he would not choose to surrender for those things. Although those treasures are very tempting, forget it, let's talk about these things later. Whether it's Bikini Bottom treasure, it's still a war on a grand scale. Laozi wants it all, and 4 emperors who has the same idea as Kaido. At this moment, I am also discussing the next steps with Longbread. Mama, the Beechburg guys are throwing this kind of news at this time. Could you be planning some conspiracy? Longbread was really worried that this was a conspiracy. After all, he is a guy who likes to play tricks. First, the battle at Marine headquarters. Now it is a treasure that can quickly awaken the fruit ability. I really don't understand what that guy wants to do. However, concerns about Longbread, Auntie looks much more arrogant. Mama Matilda. In a slightly morbid laugh, Big Mom clenched her fists and waved her big hand. There's nothing to worry about, wait for Whitebeard and Marine to lose each other. I can easily uproot Marine, destroy 2 great enemies in one go. Sooner or later, this world will become my mother's pocket. Wait until my old lady rules the world. The treasures in Beechburg belong to my mother. At a height of 10,000 meters, listen to BIGMOM's ambitious speech below. Golden Lion couldn't help but sneered, it's a good idea. Only, is Laozi really a display? Treasures of Beechburg. That must be Laozi's, compared to Shichibukai and the 4 emperors. On an unnamed island on the Grand Line, while Blackbeard is everything Beechburg. All very excited, but, he knew in his heart that with his current strength alone. Want to compete with those monsters, it's completely overreaching. Captain, our next step is to continue. Before Giza's badgers had finished speaking. Blackbeard was the first to interrupt. Keep on to impel down. Wait for Laozi to get a strong crew before capturing Whitebeard's shock fruit. It's only Beachy Castle, but it's Laozi's pocket. Gia ha. Chapter 50 The secret is exposed, I am numb. Ding, the mysterious legend of Bikini Bottom has been recognized by 81% of the world's population. As the system's cold mechanical sound sounded in my mind. Al froze for a moment, those who are slightly confused will enter the system page. As soon as the system is turned on, oncoming is the overwhelming reminder of mysterious point crediting. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, Bikibao, Huang Mian, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious point +1 has been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, Bikibao Ruffian Eyes, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Creating the character, Bikibao Huang Deer, has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious point +1 has been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. Looking at the login prompt that almost flashed the phantom. Al was stunned on the spot. To know, Huang Mian, Huang Deer, Pai Yan and others have already shown their hands. And Al had looked into it before. Mysterious points did not show a skyrocketing trend. It's weird, could it be caused by the few words I said to Huang Da? After thinking for a while, Al made sure he wasn't doing anything else. So it is very likely that because of those few words. As a result, most people believe in the mysterious legend of Beechburg. To test this conjecture, Al decisively exits the system. Just as he was about to speak, the Spark Knight, who was blown away by Huang Mian's blow, walked slowly towards the crowd holding his broken arm. Ha. Amid wild laughter, Spark Knight's body is healing at a speed visible to the naked eye. At the same time, the breath is also rising steadily. Ace's little brother, what a stroke of luck. If I kill you, even if I go back to the Knights of God, those guys can't do anything to me. Talking, the Spark Knight turned his eyes to Huang Mian who was at the side. Sneered. Old stuff, didn't expect that, But my primary target now is not you old B****************. D. I hope you don't come to interfere with Laozi, after all. Spark Knight stopped talking to anyone present, his eyes were fixed on Luffy. And Luffy didn't know who the guy in front of him was. But when he learned that the guy in front of him knew about Ace, asked anxiously, "Hey, do you guys know about Ace?" Facing Luffy's inquiry, Spark Knight ignored it. Instead, he showed a ferocious smile and sarcastically said, "You still have time to worry about others when you are in a dangerous situation, you are such a good brother. Since you want to meet that evil Ace so much, then I'll send you down first." While the voice sounded, advertisement Spark Knight's voice disappeared instantly. When it reappeared, it was already behind Luffy, all of a sudden. Everyone present couldn't help but be surprised, looking at Luffy about to be executed. Stussy secretly applauded in his heart, and Momoshagi and T-Dolphins. But at the moment I am very anxious, although displeased with Luffy's stupid behavior. But at any rate the one's Vice Admiral Garp entrusted them with protecting. If this is to see Luffy killed and not be moved, even if Vice Admiral Garp says nothing, they will also have a little sense of guilt in their hearts. But the people who attacked Luffy were from the world government. They can't save Luffy in front of the world government, can they? Next second, just in the nick of time, Rayleigh holds the longsword. Like lightning, across a distance of hundreds of meters to the Spark Knight. Clang, clang, clang. The dull sound of a series of metal impacts resounded through the sky. Waiting for Rayleigh to force the Spark Knight back. Taking advantage of the chaos, Shaggy quickly picked up Luffy and ran to the coast. The Spark Knight was interrupted by Rayleigh's sudden attack. Immediately burned with anger. "Damn guy, want to save someone from me?" Just when the Spark Knight was about to do it, Huang Mian, who was already dissatisfied, couldn't stand it anymore. He raised his hand and shot a particle beam full of destruction. Go straight to Spark Knight, accompanied by a piercing voice. The roaring explosion rolled up a 100-foot-sized mushroom cloud straight into the sky. At the same time, in the Hall of Power, watching the Spark Knight's lifeguard turn into ashes, 5 elders suddenly became furious. You must know that every member of the Knights of God is a celestial dragons. And Huang Mian's behavior, it is undoubtedly an open provocation to the world government. Looking at the rising mushroom cloud, Stussy's inner line of defense seemed to be broken. Even celestial dragons dare to obliterate directly. Is there anything Bikini Bottom can't do? Thinking of this, Stussy couldn't help breaking out in a cold sweat. Hastily said, "My lord, although I don't know what you are going to do. But world government has nothing against Beechburg. We're only here for Nico Robin behind you, if you don't want to hand over someone. Can you let us go?" After listening to Stussy, 5 elders are itching with anger. The Spark Knights were all killed by that guy and Stussy, as the minion of the world government. It's fine if you don't rush forward and try your best. Advertisement what the hell is embarrassing the world government? Facing Stussy's request, Al ignored it, the voice is still very indifferent. Stop mentioning world government in front of me. The disgusting thing that the world government did 800 years ago. I don't want to recall it again, with Al's voice falling. Everyone present couldn't help but tremble, although they don't have a special understanding of the history of 100 years ago. But they know one thing, that is, the world government strictly prohibits any prying eyes on history. O'Hara is the best example, and from the mouth of the black-robed man in front of him. He cannot help knowing history, know the truth buried by the world government. Would that guy plan to reveal the secrets buried by the world government? With such conjectures, everyone present couldn't help swallowing their saliva. Eyes full of anticipation and shock, at this time, in the Hall of Rights. After 5 elders heard the words of the mysterious man in black robe. All of them were ashen-faced. I can't wait to rush to the capital of water and tear that mysterious man in black in half. If it was just speculation that Beechburg knows the secret of world government, then this time it's the stone hammer. How can this be let go? Quick, let the people from CP0 Cipher Pole go up and gag their mouths. Absolutely don't let that guy continue talking. Once the secrets of the world government are exposed, that would be an unprecedented disaster, just as the 5 elders hurriedly gave orders. On the Void Throne, I am staring coldly at the mysterious man in black robe in the picture. A look of worry and anger could not help appearing on the frosty face. Bugs in the dark, stay in the dark, with Im's voice falling. The sword thrust under the Void Throne, as if feeling Im's cold killing intent. Make a loud buzzing noise, at the same time, after receiving an emergency order from the 5 elders. The presence of CP0 Cipher Pole, except for Stussy. The rest of them rushed towards Al like dolls on a string. However, just as those people took the first step, Huang Mian and Huang Deer were directly bombarded and killed by Huang Mian and Huang Deer who had reacted. In the fog of blood, Al's figure gradually became more terrifying in the eyes of the world. World government, it seems that you are very scared? Al sneered, there was a trace of disdain in the hoarse voice. It looks like, you seem to be very afraid that I will reveal your secrets. Chapter 51 Stepping into the Void, the World Riots. It looks like, you seem to be very afraid that I will reveal your secrets. The moment the hoarse and cold voice sounded, 5 elders at this time. It was as if a pair of invisible hands grabbed their necks. It made them feel a sense of suffocation. The truth is obvious. They are indeed afraid. Afraid of that mysterious man in black robe. Uncover the secrets of the world government that have been hidden for hundreds of years. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. The mysterious legend of Beechburg has been recognized by the crowd in this world, and the mysterious points +1 have been obtained. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. The current mysterious points are 184,567. Close black lens bracket. Looking at this pleasing figure, Al glanced at the account prompt again. When it is found that the account entry reminder is in a relatively stable state, Al knew that even if he continued talking, there will be no more sudden skyrocketing trends. Then, Al made a decisive decision to end this farce. After all, Marine and other major forces are preparing for the Summit War now. Al also has to build the mysterious domain as soon as possible. And create new worldviews and characters. Only in this way can you get more mysterious points. I have an idea in my heart, the first thing after Al quit the system. It is to open the entrance to the mysterious realm. Seeing the man in black in front of him, everyone in the Water City stopped speaking. If you want to say in your heart that you are not in a hurry, that must be a lie, and Stussy seems to be unable to stand this kind of torture. When I was about to say something again, suddenly, the entire island suddenly felt a strong earthquake. Without thinking too much, everyone present unanimously. Lock your eyes on the mysterious man in black robe in front of you. After all, they have already experienced the abilities of Huang Mian and others. It is absolutely impossible that they made a fuss. And the only one who didn't make a move, it was the mysterious man in black robe. Damn. Is my mother going to die here? Stussy's emotions are gradually reaching the brink of collapse. And Momosagi and T-Dolphins, at this time, he was also staring nervously at the mysterious man in black robe in front of him. It seems that it is ready to fight to the death at any time. Because they know in their hearts, escape, it is absolutely impossible to escape. Only fighting, there is a chance of survival, however. Just when Momosagi and the T-Dolphin are ready to make their move. Advertisement next second. Click, click, click. The space behind the mysterious man in black robe. It makes a crisp crackling sound like substance, as mirror-like shards fall. A crack several meters long and wide appeared before everyone's eyes. Then, what is that? Accompanied by Morgaunt's terrified cry. Everyone present could not help but gasp, and the whole world, also because of the crack that appeared out of nowhere, fell into great fear. Hey, are you kidding me? What the hell is that? Devil Fruit's ability is simply impossible to do such a thing. Idiot, do you think Demon Fruit power is a god? If it's not Devil Fruit's ability, what exactly is it? How'd I know? I'm not a god, but what does that guy want to do? Kill all those people? Or are you planning to destroy the entire water capital? Ghost knows, but that thing is really scary. Even with the curtain on, I can't help feeling a great fear in my heart. Compared with ordinary people far away in the sky, the senses of everyone present are the strongest. All of a sudden, a bold guess is about to come out. That rascal. I'm afraid it's that lord, that the residents of Beechburg call it. If it's really that lord, all this seems to be much more reasonable. Hey, can you stop saying such horrible things? As the discussion among the people present became more and more intense, Al turned around. Ling Kong stepped into the void crack. It disappeared before everyone's eyes like a magic trick. Huang Mian also walked briskly after seeing this. As for Huang Deer, looking at the people present who have never seen the world, disdainfully said, "What a bunch of bumpkins, after all." Immediately, he stepped into the void crack and disappeared before everyone's eyes. The moment Huang Deer stepped into the void, Stussy, who knows that he will die if he returns to the world government. At the moment when the rift in the void disappears, gritting my teeth, fly into the void crack, compared to going back to the world government and being punished. She would rather follow those guys from Beechburg to win a chance. As the void cracks disappear, Momosagi blinked. It seems that some people can't believe what is happening in front of them. Advertisement, but Hawkeye left the water capital without saying a word. Taking a quick glance at the surrounding ruins, the T-Dolphin couldn't help showing a puzzled expression. Where's Nico Robin? It seems that the crack was also drawn in when it appeared. Then our task. Don't think about the mission at this time. Let's go back to Marine headquarters, with the T-Dolphin and Momosagi gone. Morgans boldly jumped from the airship, go straight to the place where the void crack appears and fumble around. No, what kind of method is this? It's just incredible. Yelling sound, it wakes up the major forces from the shock like an alarm bell. What kind of fruit ability is that guy? Why is it never recorded in the Devil Fruit illustrated book? Could it be Bikini Bot's technology? Listening to the yelling of Quinn and his subordinates, Kaido frowned. I don't know what to think, and the golden lion above the sky. At this moment, his face is full of doubts. There is no devil fruit that can open up space and be teleported by people. But as before, the devil fruit that opened a channel in the void without any medium. Even the golden lion has never heard of it. Devil fruit's ability after awakening? Or Bikini Bottom's technology? What a headache. At the same time, as all the dust settles in the Hall of Power, 5 elders couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Although the method that the mysterious man in black robe showed in the end, it did surprise the 5 elders a bit, but what they are more worried about is that the secrets of the world government will be revealed to the public. It's a good thing the B******** D didn't go on, otherwise, this disaster will be unavoidable. But the behavior of that B******* D Stussy is really infuriating. Now is not the time to discuss this, according to the latest news. Those monsters from New World are now rushing in the direction of Marineford. It's true that misfortunes never come singly, it looks like we'll get rid of that guy Ace's mess as soon as possible. Damn Bikini Bottom, wait until the New World bastards are dealt with. We must make them pay in blood for what they did today. Chapter 52 Create a mysterious domain, mysterious realm. Looking at the pure white world in front of me, Stussy couldn't help blinking. If it wasn't for the existence of Huang Mian and others. She thought she was in heaven. Why did you come here? Huang Deer glanced at Stussy strangely, immediately prepared to kill this guy. However, just when Huang Deer started, Stussy knelt down in front of Al without hesitation. Hastily opened the mouth to explain, "My lords, I implore you to let me live. I am definitely not a spy sent by the world government. I just want to live." Seeing that Huang Deer didn't show mercy at all. With a strong desire to survive, Stussy put his head on the ground. My whole body couldn't stop shaking, hastily begged. "My lord, I can be a cow and a horse for you, just spare my life." However, in Huang Deer's eyes, all this but it's so ridiculous. It's like a burglary gets caught, who cares what you are for? Just when Huang Deer was about to make a move, Huang Mian suddenly thought of something. Turning to Al, he said respectfully, "Grown-ups. I think it's a good choice to keep this guy as a maid to serve you. After all, ahem." In the end, Huang Mian coughed lightly. I will not continue to talk about it, looking at Huang Mian's wretched expression. Al couldn't help but twitch the corner of his mouth. You guys must have done this kind of thing a lot, right? Huang Mian coughed lightly. The smile on the face is getting brighter and brighter. My lord, we are all men after all, isn't this kind of thing normal? Al felt a little disgusted. After all, although Stussy is as beautiful as a flower and has an excellent temperament, Al knows very well that she is the mother of Whitebeard too, that is, a clone of Miss Barkin. The thought of that short and frustrated Barkin made Al sick. Al didn't intend to kill Stussy, though. Such an empty world. If only he was alone. It is indeed a bit empty, after dealing with Stussy's problems. Al frowned. If Stussy's appearance was an accident. What the hell is that robin at the foot? Is it because the crack is too big? Forget it, it doesn't matter. Advertisement, just one more, the place is big enough anyway. Leave these things behind. Al began to create the mysterious domain. The current mysterious points are 254,631. Close black lens bracket meowing at the mysterious points currently owned. Al waved his hand. Buy all the items you need, get ready to create your perfect home. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting a large forest. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting the artificial sun. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for getting. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. For several days, Al has created a dwelling in the realm of mystery. After 5 days passed, under the creation of Al, the realm of mystery. Earth-shaking changes have taken place. Forest path. Sea view villa, it's like a scene of a paradise. At the same time that Al created the mysterious domain. The external situation within these 5 days, there have also been earth-shaking changes. In the face of forces from all over the world who came to join in the fun. During this time, Marine complained about Bikini Bottom all the time. If it wasn't for those guys from Beach Bottom, why do we have to suffer so much? Okay, stop talking, hurry up and strengthen the fort. I heard that there are quite a few guys who came to Marine headquarters to make trouble this time. Needless to say, half of the monsters in New World have come running over. Can't you have more? Okay, stop complaining. I heard that the world government responded to this crisis. Specially studied a lot of weapons of mass destruction. It seems that those guys who came to the Marine headquarters to make trouble are going to be wiped out. Really, is it so powerful? Why lie to you, but I don't know exactly what it is. At the same time, in the meeting room of Marine headquarters. Sengoku analyzed this time with a serious face. There are forces that may come to the Marine headquarters to make trouble. Whitebeard pirates. BIGMOM pirates, beasts pirates. Red hair pirates. Sky pirates. Sengoku read the names of dozens of pirates in a row. And marked the 5 most important ones with red dots. As Sengoku's voice fell, one of the Marine Vice Admiral couldn't help asking. Marshal Sengoku, in the face of such a powerful enemy. Advertisement, can we really withstand it with only 200,000 sailors? In response to the question posed by Marine Vice Admiral. Sengoku hesitated for a few seconds, he responded very clearly. I can understand your restlessness, but in this fierce battle, we can't lose no matter what. Although the opponent is coming aggressively, but our Marine also has backups. Talking, Sengoku used the combat power used by Marine in turn. Pasted out with a photo, Marine Alternate Admiral, Momosagi, T. Dolphins. Admiral of Headquarters, Akainu, Kizaru, Aokiji, Marine Heroes, Garp. Marine Marshal, Sengoku, Marine Chief of Staff, Crane. Former Marine Admiral, current Marine School Head Instructor, Black Arm Zephyr. Former Marshal of the Marine, the current Commander-in-Chief of the whole Army, Kong Kong. 7 Warlords of the Sea, Dracule Mahawk, Don Quixote Doflamingo. Queen of 9 Snakes Boa Hancock, Bartholomew Bear. Gecko Moria, Sir Crocodile, Marshal D. Teach, all members of the Knights of God, unknown. Sengoku read the name for several minutes. Only then did the restless mood of those vice admirals calm down. Looking at the dense photos on the wall, everyone at the scene suddenly felt confident. And at the same time, Pangu City, in the Hall of Power. 5 elders are also fighting for this unprecedented war. Make final staffing arrangements, CP0 Cipher Pole. They were all dead in the Battle of the Water Capital. For the world government, it is undoubtedly a big loss. But this is nothing to the 5 elders, and for this war. Except for all members of the Knights of God participating in the battle. 5 elders issued a death order to the Vegapunk Research Institute. They are required to manufacture at least 50 humanoid weapons before the war comes. Even the unfinished Seraph, also built ahead of schedule at the behest of the 5 elders. Also ask Vegapunk to develop some powerful weapons. Despite the tough demands of the 5 elders, the researchers of the Vegapunk Institute were very angry. But due to the coercion of the 5 elders, they can only work hard. Even Vegapunk is forced to work overtime. Chapter 53 Create a new legend. The Crab Country of Buddha. Tekken Shrimp. The world's strongest man with a ruffian beard, go ahead. Chapter 53 Create a new legend. The Crab Country of Buddha. Tekken Shrimp. The world's strongest man with a ruffian beard, go ahead. Realm of Mystery, Ocean View Villa on the beach. Al lay on the beach drinking red wine and listening to music. A face of comfort. Advertisement. After careful calculation, the Summit War is almost about to break out. It's time to do something serious to earn mysterious points. Al stretched, subconsciously glanced at the current mysterious points. Current mysterious points. 1350, close black lens bracket although poor now. But that's because Al spent a lot of mystery points on items. Current Bikini Bot material character X3, close black lens bracket, current worldview material X1, close black lens bracket. Currently designated character material X1, close black lens bracket, ability extractor X1, close black lens bracket. Meow glanced at the material currently owned. Al then opened the creation page. Material role. Ruffian Boss, close black lens bracket, modification in progress, close black lens bracket. The bearded man who was born in a wealthy family has not been interested in his father's way of doing business since he was a child, close black lens bracket. This also caused the Ruffian Beard to be kicked out of the house by his father early, close black lens bracket. The pain of being abandoned by relatives has cast a shadow over Pai Huzi's tragic childhood, close black lens bracket. In order to find a family of flesh and blood, the ruffian is running around, close black lens bracket. And because of his frail body, the road to find his relatives is extremely bumpy, close black lens bracket. On the verge of death, the Ruffian Beard met a badly damaged robot by chance, close black lens bracket. Under the care of the robot, the situation of Ruffian Beard has improved, close black lens bracket. But the robot was paralyzed, close black lens bracket. In order to save the robot, Ruffian Beard gave up his dignity and begged his father for help, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket but was ruthlessly rejected. Close black lens bracket, the Ruffian Beard who was injured by his father again made an oath immediately, close black lens bracket. Be sure to cure that robot and marry him as a wife, close black lens bracket. For this oath, Ruffian Beard joined the biggest dark force in Beechburg, close black lens bracket. And after years of hard work, he became the leader of the dark forces, close black lens bracket. And adopted many abandoned orphans as sons, close black lens bracket. However, just when the ruffian finally found the parts of the rescue robot, the war broke out, close black lens bracket. In the devastating war, the ruffian lost everything overnight, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Even his robot wife was picked up by the scientists, close black lens bracket. In order to save the robot wife, Ruffian Beard took his only remaining son into the war, close black lens bracket. With the ruthlessness and bloodiness in your bones, close black lens bracket. The Ruffian Beard led his sons out of an area, close black lens bracket. And dominate this area, close black lens bracket. However, the Ruffian Beard never forgot his oath to save the robot wife, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket to save the robot wife, close black lens bracket. Ruffian Beard and the Beechburg Guard launched a big raid on the scientists branch, close black lens bracket. During this raid, the Ruffian Beard wiped out the scientists branch and got several devil fruits, close black lens bracket. After eating shock fruit, the strength of the Ruffian Beard has greatly increased, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. However, it is also because of his arrogance, close black lens bracket. As a result, a major accident occurred during the raid on the scientists' headquarters, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. During that raid, close black lens bracket, although the Ruffian Beard successfully rescued the robot wife, close black lens bracket. Advertisement, also use the materials from the scientist headquarters to revive it, close black lens bracket. But he also fell into the trap of scientists and was frozen in ice, close black lens bracket. Even his many sons survived, close black lens bracket. As for his robot wife, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. In the war, I mistaken my ruffian eyes for a ruffian beard, close black lens bracket. And became husband and wife with Pai Yan, close black lens bracket. Since then, the legend of the four emperors Ruffian Beard has become a lifelong pain for the residents of Beechburg, close black lens bracket. Analyzing world template. Logical conformity, harmonious conformity. World template fusion in progress. The fusion is complete, and it is detected that the host still has 4 materials to use. Phew, although the plot is a bit bloody, but fortunately it's finished. Al washed his face after playing a game with Stussy for a while. Then click OK. Material role. Crab Ah Jin. Close black lens bracket. Modification in progress. Close black lens bracket. Crab Ah Jin, who by nature regards wealth as his destiny, has been at home with his great-grandfather since he was a child. Close black lens bracket. Rely on performing arts for a living. Close black lens bracket. But after growing up, in order to get more money, Xie Ajin decided to start a business. Close black lens bracket. With an extraordinary brain and desire for money, close black lens bracket. Crab Ah Jin quickly built a super business empire, close black lens bracket. It was also from then on that Crab Ajin was also called Boss Crab by the people of Bikini Bottom, close black lens bracket. And it is precisely because of the rise of Mr. Crab, close black lens bracket. As a result, the business of the Ruffian Beard and Ruffian Eyed father plummeted, close black lens bracket. And the grievances between the two families began, close black lens bracket. When the war is approaching, close black lens bracket, Boss Crab's business was damaged, resulting in serious losses, close black lens bracket. In order to create wealth, Boss Crab gritted his teeth and spent huge sums of money to create the Beechburg Guard Army, close black lens bracket. And it was from then on that Mr. Crab named him Crab Country, close black lens bracket. The response from the Beechburg Guards was mediocre at first, close black lens bracket. It was even destroyed by scientists many times, close black lens bracket. And the wealth of Crab Country is also exhausted in repeated failures, close black lens bracket. It was also when the Crab Country decided to form the Beechburg Guard Army for the last time, close black lens bracket. Kaixing and Zhang Jie, etc. are mostly joined by the strong, making the Beechburg Guards resurgent, close black lens bracket. Facing the growing Beechburg Guards, close black lens bracket, scientists have launched multiple campaigns, but failed miserably, close black lens bracket. And the Beechburg Guards also took this opportunity to become the biggest force in Beechburg, close black lens bracket. During a joint raid on the scientists' headquarters with the Ruffian Beard, close black lens bracket. The Crab Country obtained the human fruit, phantom beast species, and Buddha form from it, close black lens bracket. Since then, the Crab Country has been called the resourceful General Buddha's Crab Country, close black lens bracket. With the continuous growth of the Beechburg Guards, close black lens bracket. Scientists' conspiracy, close black lens bracket. It was also destroyed in the victories of the Beechburg Guards again and again, close black lens bracket. In the last unprecedented war, close black lens bracket, the Beechburg Guards won an absolute victory under the leadership of Crab Country, close black lens bracket. After the war, Crab Country created the Seafood 3 Admiral and other systems, close black lens bracket. Used to maintain the balance of the Beechburg Guards, close black lens bracket. The Crab Country has become the Marshal of Seafood, close black lens bracket. It is also called by the residents of Beechburg, Seafood Marshal the resourceful General Buddha Crab Country, close black lens bracket. After everything is settled, in order to prevent scientists from attacking Beechburg again, close black lens bracket. Advertisement, Crab Country found inspiration from Kaizing's words, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Thus, Crab Country led a group of strong men to freeze themselves, close black lens bracket. Since, the legend of the resourceful General Buddhist Sengoku has become the pride of Bikini Bottom, close black lens bracket. Analyzing world template. Logical conformity, harmonious conformity. World template fusion in progress. The fusion is complete, and it is detected that there are still 3 materials for the host to use. Finally finished tossing the complete world view of Beechburg. The next guy is much simpler. Al rubbed his arm. Then click continue. Material role, Shrimp Tyrant, close black lens bracket. Modification in progress. Close black lens bracket, Shapu, who was born in a martial arts family, has been gifted since childhood, close black lens bracket. It is even known as the rising star in the Bikini Bot martial arts world, close black lens bracket. Since the war came, Shapu has joined the Beechburg Guards without hesitation, close black lens bracket. As a veteran of the Beechburg Guards, close black lens bracket, Shapu can be said to be the sole core of the Beechburg Guards, close black lens bracket. In the operation of cooperating with the Ruffian Beard to raid the scientists' headquarters, close black lens bracket. When the Beechburg Guards and the bearded forces were ambushed, close black lens bracket. Shapu retreated to cover the Beechburg Guards, leaving the Queen alone, close black lens bracket. After 3 days and 3 nights of continuous fighting with the scientists' troops, close black lens bracket. The exhausted Shappu fell into the ruins, close black lens bracket. At the same time, 70% of the scientists' troops were wiped out, close black lens bracket. Shappu, who was captured by scientists, did not give in, close black lens bracket. Even because of the negligence of a certain scientist, he broke through the entire branch and escaped, close black lens bracket. Shrimp, who returns to the Beechburg guards, close black lens bracket. It is also called seafood hero Iron Fist shrimp, close black lens bracket. However, Shappu doesn't care about this reputation, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket even refused to be seafood admiral many times, close black lens bracket. For Shappu, all fame and fortune are a thing of the past, close black lens bracket. Only physical skills that go beyond the limit is his lifelong pursuit, close black lens bracket. Since then, the legend of the strongest seafood vice admiral Iron Fist shrimp has spread, close black lens bracket. Analyzing world template. Logical conformity, harmonious conformity. World template fusion in progress. The fusion is complete, and it is detected that there are still 2 materials for the host to use. Finally finished tossing Bikini Bottom, Al rubbed his shoulders. Get up and go back to the Seaview Villa, treat yourself with something wholesome to eat. Continue to create stories about that forest. As for the story of the forest, Al also has a preliminary world frame in mind. Tisk tisk tisk, I really don't know when that man was created. Will you still shout that sentence? Open black lens bracket. Your excellency is not weak, close black lens bracket. But with this level, it is still impossible to set foot in that forest, close black lens bracket. The 2 old friends who defeated me, and the king in the depths of the forest, close black lens bracket. Chapter 54 Summit War begins, Gee ha ha ha, 100 meters above the sky. In the laughter full of sarcasm, the golden lion clasped his arms. Standing on the very edge of the prow, advertisement. Overlooking the island below, Marineford, can't help laughing out loud. What? So the Whitebeard guy hasn't arrived yet? What a disappointment. I thought I would be able to see exciting battles when I came here. At the same time, when the great ship of the Golden Lion. The moment he appeared in the sky above Marine headquarters. The entire Marine headquarters instantly raised the emergency alarm. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. The flying pirates of the Golden Lion have been spotted in the air. Warning again. The flying pirates of the Golden Lion have been spotted in the air. Please enter battle preparation immediately. Screeching sirens resounded throughout the island. 200,000 elite sailors mobilized from all over the world. Quickly get into battle readiness. Almost at the instant the alarm sounded, countless muzzles were aimed at Golden Lion's ships in an instant. It seems that as long as the Golden Lion moves a little, it can be blasted into pieces immediately, and the 9 Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral standing at the forefront of the harbor. At this moment also raised his head, gazed at the Golden Lion's spaceship in a poised stance. Foo foo foo, in the devilish and arrogant laughter. Doflamingo standing behind 9 Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral, staring at the sky with a smirk on his face. How? Golden Lion, this guy, want to be the first casualty in this war? He he he. I wish that B************ D Kaido showed up first. This way Laozi can screw his head off. Gecko Moria standing beside him. Don't care about the eyes of others and laugh out loud. And the Empress standing not far from her after seeing this scene. His face was full of disdain and disgust. I actually let my body stand with such a dirty guy. It's so disgusting. If that B********* D Granny knew hadn't said. The Bikini Bottom force that kills the celestial dragons is bound to come. I don't want to come to such a dirty place. Compared with Shichibukai's sarcasm and Dao Kan, 50 human weapons standing behind him. At this time, they fixed their eyes on the Golden Lion in unison. Target detected. Golden Lion Shiki. The bounty is 4.8135 billion Baileys. Requesting permission to attack. Advertisement, no permission at the moment. Waiting to attack. Yeah, those iron lumps are really an eyesore. Aokiji sitting under the execution platform, meowing at the human weapons in a collective daze. Can't help complaining, and Akainu on the side also echoed with deep agreement. I really don't know what those idiots from the world government are thinking. This level of battlefield, 50 pieces of broken copper and rotten iron are actually occupying the space. It's so boring, listening to the conversation between the 2 under the execution platform. Zephyr, who was the chief instructor, sneered, "Hey, 2 stinky brats. Stop talking about such nonsense, our enemies are watching us from the sky." As Zephyr's voice fell, Garp said disdainfully, "It's fine to just be a legend honestly. Must come to Marine HQ to die. Garp, who sent you to the execution platform?" Sengoku suddenly came up behind Garp. There was a little dissatisfaction in the slightly questioning tone. And after Garp met Sengoku, his complexion also became more gloomy. Even the tone of the speech is obviously a lot more serious. Sengoku, I'm a Marine too, remember what you said. This war determines the fate of the entire world. After all, Sengoku stopped talking. Instead, he quietly waited for the commander-in-chief of the army, Kong. Escort Ace to the execution stand. Originally, this matter was done by Sengoku, who was the Marshal of Marine. But a war of this magnitude, in Sengoku's identity and status. Naturally, it is difficult to suppress the market. That's why the world government decided to let Kong dominate the battlefield. Looking at the black cannon barrel below, Golden Lion's laughter became more and more presumptuous. Gee ha ha ha, I haven't seen such a grand scene in many years. It's really nostalgic. It's a pity that the protagonist of this war is not Laozi. Talking, Golden Lion turned his head to look at his subordinates aside. Asked, what about the rest of the guys? Such a big scene. It's not enough to only have Laozi as an audience. For Golden Lion inquiries, after observing for a while, the subordinate hurriedly said to Kaido. Report to the governor, we're within 10 kilometers of Marineford. Only the BIGMOM pirates were detected, and the fleet of Beast's pirates. And the Red Hair pirates are now close to the Beast's pirates. Advertisement, after talking about a lot of pirate groups from other small and medium forces. Continued. Only, we haven't found any trace of the Whitebeard pirates yet. After listening to his subordinates, Golden Lion couldn't help but frowned. Mouth whispered. This is not acceptable, as the protagonist of this feast. How could that Whitebeard guy not come? Could it be that the guy is afraid? Thinking of this, Golden Lion couldn't help laughing out loud. The tone is full of sarcasm and disdain. Gee ha ha ha. You really deserve to be called the #1 man in the world. It turned out that the audience was there, but he ran away? It's ridiculous. Just when the Golden Lion was taunting. The door behind the execution platform slowly opened. With arms around Kong, a pure white uniform of the commander-in-chief of the army. Invisibly exudes unparalleled momentum and majesty. And the two jailers behind him, holding the fuse of this war, Ace. Slowly walked towards the execution platform, come to the scaffold. Kong glanced at the crowd first, then fixed his eyes on the Golden Lion in the sky. Sen Han's tone is full of invisible coercion. Golden Lion, long time no see. This time at Marine headquarters, do you want to enter Impel down again? Kind regards blurted out, instantly make the veins on Golden Lion's forehead pop. You be asterisk 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 D. Have you thought through the consequences of angering Laozi? Do you want Laozi to wipe this Marineford off the map? It's just a clown. Kong snorted coldly, just ignore the Golden Lion. Sengoku, Whitebeard guy hasn't shown up yet? Sengoku shook his head, the tone became more and more dignified. No trace of the Whitebeard pirates has been found yet. It's just that there are quite a few guys who come to make trouble. Talking, Sengoku also gave Golden Lion a special meow. This P asterisk 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 D off the Golden Lion. I can't wait to rush down and have a big fight with Marine on the spot. But Golden Lion is not that stupid if this rushes down. If you don't die, you have to peel off your skin. Chapter 55 Summit War broke out in full swing. Jia ha 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 ha. Kong, Sengoku, I haven't seen you for many years, you guys are still as annoying as ever. But your clumsy aggressive method, it's time for a change. For the Golden Lion's persecution, Kong and Sengoku and others directly choose to ignore. After all, they know in their hearts, that guy Golden Lion didn't have the guts to rush down and make trouble. No sign of Whitebeard? Kong couldn't help frowning. Staring at the distant sea, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Fear of this war getting cold feet? That's clearly not Whitebeard's style. But this public execution for the whole world is about to begin. Could it be that he waited for Ace's head to land before rushing over? After thinking for a long time, Kong didn't sort it out either. What the hell is Whitebeard trying to do? Is there anything going on over at Beechburg? Kong's tone is very serious, as the most mysterious and powerful force so far. If Beechburg also intervenes in this war, that situation is not easy to control. For Kong's query, Sengoku didn't answer immediately. Instead, I contacted the station in the Fishman Island. After the Marine soldiers responsible for detecting the movement of Beechburg. Then he opened his mouth and responded, at present, there is no movement of Bikini Bot forces on the bottom of the sea. If this situation is followed, Beach Bot may not interfere in this war. But, in the end, in Sengoku's mind, the scene that once appeared in the water capital can't help but emerge. Of the crack that teleports man, world government and Marine have not been able to find relevant records until now. However, it is not difficult to rule out that while Beechburg's forces pass through that strange chasm. Suddenly parachuted into Marineford, it seems to have sensed the worry in Sengoku's heart. Kong snorted coldly, the invisible coercion and momentum burst instantly. Never mind those guys at Beechburg, will you intervene in this war? We all have to prepare for the worst, what this war means. I think you were very clear in your heart, with Kong's voice down. Sengoku, Garp, Zephyr, and Crane standing beside him couldn't help but change their expressions. Respond with a very serious attitude at the same time. On the sea not far from Marineford, boss, it seems that this war is not going to end. Beckman stood beside the Redhead, it seems to be trying to persuade the Redhead to withdraw from this war. Advertisement after all, regardless of the faction of Marine. Or the power of pirates, none of them can stop it. And the most important point, remove the Marine force and the pirate force. There is another stock that is unpredictable, a mysterious force that cannot be interfered with. Bikini Bottom. If Beechburg also intends to intervene in this war, the situation will be completely out of control, to know. No one knows what those guys in Bikini Bottom are up to. Seeing this, Lackey Lu also stepped forward to persuade him. Although he knew that the red hair would definitely not evacuate. But what should be said still has to go through the motions. Do your best. The redhead, who was silent for a long time, only said these 3 words. At this moment, he only hopes that Whitebeard guy can get out of trouble. Otherwise, this war will start once, no one can predict the consequences. Compared with the worries of Red Hair and others. At this time, the Knights of God in the lounge of the Marine headquarters looked very comfortable. I even wish that this war would break out as soon as possible. Only in this way, only then would it be possible to lure out the guys from Bikini Bottom. Why isn't that B******ch Whitebeard here yet? I'm really impatient for waiting. Come on mirror, we're not targeting that guy Whitebeard. Only when the target appears, is the time for us to appear on the stage. Of course I know, but this is so boring. While several people were discussing, as the commander of the Knights of God. After Farron Garland answered a phone call, a smile can't help but appear on the face. According to the latest information provided by the world government, they detected the movement of Bikini Bottom at the bottom of the ocean. Those guys can't hold back anymore, with the voice falling to the ground. Sengoku, standing on the execution platform, also got the news. Commander Kong, according to the latest news from the Fishman Island. Those guys at Beechburg seem to be on the move. Only, talking, Sengoku paused for a moment. It seems to be hesitating whether to tell the news. Kong frowned and said in a deep voice, Sengoku, you are really getting more and more ink now. If you have any news, tell us quickly. Sengoku hesitated for 2 seconds before saying. Although there is indeed movement at Beechburg. But, before Sengoku could finish speaking, the Marine soldiers in charge of detecting the Gulf Coast suddenly, as if aware of something, lost his voice and yelled. Report to Marshal Sengoku. Anomalies have occurred on the sea surface of the Gulf Coast. That is. Advertisement with the exclamation sounded. The eyes of the world, they all converge on the rising bubbles on the sea surface of the Gulf Coast. Are you coming? Kong held his breath and watched the increasingly intense movement on the sea. Foo. Is the wave of the new era finally about to start? It's getting more and more exciting, gee ha ha ha. As expected of you, Whitebeard, this way of appearing is really unique. But no matter how powerful the appearance is, so what? Gee ha ha ha. Mama Matilda, is that Whitebeard guy finally showing up? I'd love to know about the war, how much benefit can it bring to my mother? Worororo. It's coming, is it finally starting? Laozi is impatient for waiting, boss, that guy Whitebeard is still here. What a headache, forget it, it doesn't matter, get ready to fight to the death. However, this war must not be allowed to destroy Marineford. At the same time, Impel Down. Relying on Shichibukai to enter Blackbeard in Impel Down. Under the leadership of the jailer, I came to eternal hell smoothly. Just got off the elevator, Blackbeard killed the jailer without hesitation. Then, Blackbeard is not like the original, only release those who are willing to follow him. But after choosing a partner, directly released the entire eternal hell. And also the impending war at Marineford, after adding oil and vinegar, I said it. For these vicious fellows, a feast about the pirate siege of naval headquarters. How could they be missing? Just destroy the Marine HQ, then it will be the world of pirates alone. Then, the Impel Down forces headed by the Red Earl, after making a fuss about Impel Down, he grabbed 2 or 3 Marine warships and headed towards Marineford. At the same time, Mysterious Realm, Al, after a hearty meal, also started the creation of New World. World Template. Go Shang Ling. Close black lens bracket. Start to modify. Close black lens bracket.